Okay, now you can't all scream at the same time because the audio's on. Sorry, fixed it.
Early voting, and they believe it could potentially make.
Oh, I need to put like in the description of our YouTube, like the link to the drinking game.
The Clinton team, on the other hand, is also feeling quite good about that.
Seconds, baby.
Donald Trump visited 26 times.
But literally, it's debate.
Right now, many of the polls make that started to feel very confident.
It's debatedrinking.com if you want to.
They are feeling pretty confident as well. They're optimistic. They're saying that no one wins in Ohio without putting in the work, without a ground game. Now, I spoke to my GOP source and asked them what sort of ground game did Donald Trump have in addition to the RNC. You remember the Trump campaign that had been heavily relying on the RNC's ground game effort, and that source said, I have no idea. Again, this is a race that is very, very, very close, and that GOP source believes that it could go so late into the night that potentially they
right?
The call tonight. Lady Welling.
If anyone's doing it, that's the link.
I know some people only voted just
That's the only reason I was going to vote.
Yeah, there's like a whole.
That's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, there was like a whole ballot, like the second ballot, that had a bunch of stuff that I had no idea what the hell it was talking about, so I didn't vote anything on it. Well, it was two pages.
I just had one.
I had one that was front back in a second.
I'm actually kind of amazed to sit here and racking up states on the electoral college method.
I don't know.
I never thought he had a prayer foundation. Be talking
We're in Orange County.
He changed the issue setting the race. But he is running behind the sentence.
You guys got much stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't know what any of that was, so I was just like, I'm not gonna vote on this. I don't know what it is. So like I inserted it, and it's just like, this ballot is blank. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna vote on this thing. I don't
There
know.
was there were two Republican candidates who were running unopposed, and just to be an asshole, I wrote it. I didn't write it, and just wrote anyone else. They're still gonna win. We were just like, okay, just to have you have slightly less votes. You're gonna look at it and like, I didn't win as hard as I thought I would. People went out of the way to not.
I need to see if Twitch. Do you think Twitch alerts will still work if someone like just donates?
I don't know why they wouldn't if you have Twitch up.
I don't have Twitch up because we're not streaming on Twitch.
Somebody who ran for the presidential nomination of the Republicans.
It's not called Twitch alerts though. It's called Streamlabs now.
I don't know anything about Twitch.
Maybe the only one who ran for president.
I don't know. We'll find out if anyone donates because it's running. Okay, we should actually listen to it so we can like play though.
By the way, President Obama went to Florida and changed Marco Rubio by name, saying, how do you call someone in the primary a con artist and then say you're supporting him? And I think the direct quote from the president was, come on, man. But yet, Marco Rubio was asking Kellyanne Conway, will he have some coattails for Donald Trump in the confidence ticket?
Coattails. I was like,
coattails? Wow.
Like Dragon Tales. That's
not
better.
What?
I'll do that.
More interesting.
Right now, everything that we've seen is not surprising and imminently predictable.
All right, stay with us. A lot going on. We're going to check in on some key presidential battleground states and leave some very interesting exit polls you'll want to see.
I'm terrified.
America coverage continues here on NBC.
We're
Okay, I'm
missing like
fixing
some
my,
people in chat to inform us when certain words are said.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to hear it if we're talking over it, by the way.
Yeah, some of them more if they're like watching it themselves at home.
No, how about we just don't talk over it?
Ooh, are we gonna watch the same
Puddin'
commercial?
here, vial in hand, what's up?
Who said?
Puddin'. Puddin'. How do I save this? Why is this so large? Oh, it says all changes saved. Guys, if you refresh, I don't know if you have to refresh, but if you go down to the description, is the donation link and the drinking game link there now? I think I fixed it. Pretty sure.
A handful of states had agreed to allow women to vote by the early 1900s, but most adamantly opposed it. So, activists stepped
Okay, cool. I fixed it then.
the Democratic National Convention.
Probably.
Probably.
I don't find that a high likelihood.
I know it's
Bad joke right now. Joke's far out.
They bring up DNCs, but
My friend posted, election after party at my crib, no Republicans or Democrats.
I'm independent. I'm invited.
Non-party affiliate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Be proud of that because
on
be proud of Be proud of that because you're the reason Bernie lost because he couldn't vote in the Democratic primary.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Everyone could have voted for Bernie Democratic primary. You still would have lost. Remember?
No.
I still voted for Bernie.
I couldn't
My
because
family
I'm not
voted for
registered
Jill
Democrat.
Stein, so I mean that's better than
Typically,
alternative evil.
Typically, I tend to want to be more picky about the Republican candidate than Democrats. Typically, I feel the Democrats, most of them tend to be very, very similar, and the Republicans usually like this cast of complete lunatics. So, like, I want to be able to, like, if I were gonna register as one of the two parties, I'd register Republican so I can vote in that primary for like the least lunatic one of them. But in the past two elections, it's been a little different.
When it comes back on, we should like listen to it, kind of.
Outside view of the crowd gathering on Democracy
You can't see
this
yourself.
big
There you go.
Allie Jackson in the newsroom here. She and her team.
I'm scared. Okay.
The exit polling.
You're
Allie,
feeling the
what's
burn
the latest
too?
and what do you have? One insight can you
Lester,
share?
here's what we know, that no matter who ends up the president-elect of the United States tomorrow morning, about half of Americans are going to wake up with really deep concerns about that candidate. And that is actually what we're seeing driving voters to the polls. Take a look. People who voted for Hillary Clinton, 20% of them voted for her because they didn't like Donald Trump. That's twice what we saw. Same goes, and even more extreme, for Donald Trump voters. Nearly 30% of them voted for Donald Trump because they didn't like Hillary Clinton. That's 3 times what we saw in 2012. So
that's because no one likes any of the fucking candidates.
If you will, somebody sort of casting their ballot but holding their nose and doing it. Key swing states we've been talking about all night. The first one, Florida, and here's the best swing.
She's like, I feel violated. Like walking out, it's like
Hispanic
so shade.
She said Hispanic.
She is out.
You're not blue team?
I am. I thought.
Oh, I'm not blue team.
You're not
We're
blue.
red team.
You guys
I've been looking at the wrong one.
drink.
You
Yeah.
guys drink. Okay, this is why I have to listen.
And Ohio, and specifically union voters.
Guys, if you hear the words and we don't hear them, tell us which team it is.
On trade,
Where the fuck are my emotes? Hey, Carnage.
And we see that here. Back in 2012,
Go to the drinking game. Tell us which team is supposed to drink if we don't pay attention. I'm trying to pay attention.
He actually is appealing to
He's
more
drinking
union
with
voters. About half of them. He's outperforming.
So that's us up there.
I don't use terms.
Yours have nails.
Interesting stuff.
That one doesn't have nails.
Much of this campaign was aimed at working class.
All right, we're going to get right out now to the
They said working class.
headquarters, NBC's Kristen
So wait, what are we drinking?
We're blue. Anytime
You're blue.
anybody says anything.
Don't
Or
look
these.
They got it. All right.
Or Independence, Gary Johnson.
Why would they say Reagan?
They've mentioned Reagan multiple times. Pre-fab thing
At
before it
this
started.
moment in my life, I would never get again.
Nope.
You're
Actually,
dead.
I can't hear it. I'm just rambling.
Sorry.
Not you. Him. Because it's right in my ear.
They've knocked on 2 million doors today alone. They also feel good about the way that Secretary
that's all you
Clinton
said.
ended this race. One official saying she ended it on the exact note
not
that
saying
she
you have
was
to be quiet the whole
hoping to,
time, just don't
arguing
talk
that she
over
will be
it.
the unifying force if she is
Constantly.
elected, and talking about why she will be the most qualified president, despite all of the divisive rhetoric and, of course,
Everyone has
that
different
email
usernames.
controversy which dogged her until the very end. Now, the states that they're watching closely, Michigan, that reliably blue state where Donald Trump has been making a
That's
serious
carnage.
play, North Carolina, and, of course, Florida. She's
Revenge
preparing
psycho.
2 speeches tonight, but hoping she'll deliver a victory speech. Lester.
All right, Kristen, Peter Alexander is at the Trump headquarters at the Hilton down the block from us here in New York. What are you seeing there,
I
Peter?
don't think so.
Lester, good evening to you. I just spoke to a top source close to Donald Trump who tells me they're feeling very good right now,
Scared.
counting what he describes as epic numbers. The turnout, specifically in some white Republican counties in states like Michigan and New Hampshire right now. This source close to Donald Trump is now predicting victories in states like Ohio, Iowa, North Carolina, New Hampshire, and the 2nd District of Maine. Gives you a sense of the real confidence they have right now. They also
Yeah,
like
so I thought about South Carolina,
African-American
okay.
turnout in
Yeah.
places like Michigan and North Carolina.
Maine's like the
Is there a
red
Sharpie over there in that
The source
thing?
says right now is
with the
I'm going to be
pens?
The
realistic.
fewer people live in a state, the more likely they are to vote
Certainly
Republican.
be a lot closer than most Americans may have thought. Lester?
All right, Peter, thanks very much. Chuck
Put too
Randall
much
from America.
in.
What is it?
I did because, look, the turnout, the fact is everybody has higher turnout. And I'm going to give you an example of how Trump territory is turning out in much bigger
Yeah,
numbers.
because everyone's
When I tell you the
terrified.
story
Yeah.
of Florida, of Hernando County.
Nothing like the threat of nuclear Armageddon to scare everyone into voting.
You see here the total vote over there. I'm going to show you here. The total vote here, as you can see.
That mustache
that
is
was the
very
last-
regal,
We're
sir.
talking about Romney because of the last election.
Let me
They said
take
that mustache is very
2016
regal,
in our
sir.
map here, and I'm going to show you Hernando now. All the vote is not in.
Ah.
Trump is winning it by a whopping 29 points.
Oh
In
my
that
God.
vote. That's
Is that just one? That's just the state. Well, of course.
Take you to Monterey.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everyone's brain is melting down here,
Yeah,
guys.
it's too fucking hot.
30%
It's November.
Florida
It's
man.
still 80 degrees.
Florida man would vote for Trump.
80% in.
Well,
There's still
naked
20%
riding
of
a
the vote.
lawnmower.
Let's quickly add this up. You got over.
Please.
You got basically.
I guarantee you that's going to be a headline.
Miami-Dade. They didn't top 800. They didn't top 900,000 during Barack Obama. She's winning by 30 points. Barack Obama won it by 24. The point is, good news for both of them. Their bases are up.
This doesn't work when your
She's
cup's
winning
kind of wet.
bigger
Yeah.
among more voters. He is winning big among a smaller
It's like
group of
not working
Our
at all.
obsession with Florida on election night
There
continues.
it is. It shows you Hernando, good news for Trump. Miami, great news for
All right, we
Trump.
need to get to a break. We're going to take a quick
It's like
break. We have a lot
90%
more of our
alcohol,
efforts to raise to
10%
270 electoral
if that.
votes.
I tried.
Gotta remember,
I tried. Really, the glare. Kitty for prez.
if Trump ends up with like a 20% lead or something, until California
This,
gets
like, doesn't
done,
work.
it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna try this one area and might not.
What's my vote story? Oh, don't even get me started on that bullshit. I was there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I was there for like 5 minutes.
I was in the car while she
Quickest
was in there.
process. I was so worried. Zombie JFK. Where the fuck are my emotes? I just read that.
That was forever ago.
I know, I didn't actually read it.
represent you.
I know, where are the emotes? YouTube needs emotes.
Yeah, what the fuck,
Right there.
YouTube? Dropped the ball. But I bet there's no good ones.
Yeah, it's all gonna be like random.
I don't
Why
like
is it like
why they're Android emotes.
Why are they all gumdrop shaped?
Alien.
That's what Android emotes look like. You didn't
They're
realize
like,
this?
I feel like
Look at
emotes
the
really like, and these emotes are like,
Yeah, well, that's how it's been.
That was good. That was real good. Okay, wait, I'm looking for some good ones.
oh, wow, that was depressing.
There you go.
I said that their mom didn't live long enough, so they brought her urn with them to vote.
That's really
And
sad.
then
Why
had a
do they
picture
have
of
to do
it.
that
I don't
shit?
know. That's just what I saw.
Hey, if you didn't feel
Should
bad
really
enough
care
for us
about
already, let's just do
I'm so white, I'm like fucking glowing.
Yeah.
We all are.
How important it is?
She's
Not
gonna go beat though. No, I'm not a little.
No, it's because I'm closest to the lamp, honestly. I think. Like, I don't
I
know.
love
Let me
it,
see.
though.
Everyone put your arms.
Like, come on now.
Everyone put your arms in.
Oh man, Chantel.
I don't know, Alex, you're tan as fuck.
How are you that disqualified?
Because I worked.
We're like,
who
I worked
who
in
wins?
detail.
We're each different tints of
Yeah,
pink.
that's
I'm very
super.
pink.
You are
If you look at
pink.
the map there, and,
What am I? Wait, what are we? We both yellow?
I think
Every
I think
4
Lauren's
years,
actually got everyone beat those. Like actual lack of anything. Like
No
just like
pigment.
closer
Well,
to the color.
Also, they both shaved their arms. I don't.
My arm's not shaved, I'm just blonde as
I
shit.
actually, no, look at mine. Mine has so many freckles,
You got
too.
freckles.
So you
See, I don't
think
shave my
Wait, it's back on and we're missing
Because
it.
of Irish.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not how we elect a president
Okay.
in this country. As we
Wow,
learned
I'm ready.
recently in 2000, you can win the popular vote, but not win the electoral college. So basically, our
No, my
founders
eyes.
set it up that each state has a certain amount of electoral votes. It's based
Scared.
on population, and you've got to reach that magic number of 200.
which is why you may not have
Good,
seen
like,
these
how about you?
candidates
I'm gonna link the drinking game again. Oops, that's not it.
Number one, we have an even number of
My bad.
electors
I don't know
who
why
can end
that's
in a tie.
copied. Hold
It is way too easy to end in a tie, and that is ridiculous to create a constitutional crisis under that
Lester,
scenario.
don't get started on
They've already
But
deemed it
I used to be a big
No, you should add that to the
and then I
community
will
where it's
tell you,
crisis.
go explain
No.
Oh god, do you wanna fucking die tonight?
overseas. And when you know
Yeah.
That's
great
the
American
drinking
democracy,
game
you
link.
can't tell them it's one person, one vote. It's like, well, it's let me, and you're just like, by the time you're explaining, going, what have I done? It is very difficult.
What have I done?
I voted.
Very accurate.
To somebody overseas, maybe you need a new one.
But it's the playing field we have. Right, James?
If they're not, look, it's what we, it may not be the system we want, but it's the system we got, and that's what we're gonna have tonight, if we're gonna go through with it. You know?
That's how
Great, what a great idea.
What kind of fucking logic is
in the
that?
state of
There is
Arkansas,
none.
where Bill Clinton served as governor before winning the White House himself. We'll have that and more. Our Decision Night in America coverage right
Oh,
here
Oklahoma,
on
I
NBC.
wonder one there.
Indecision 2016, prelude to a recount.
Ooh, what's happening?
What's happening? It's winning.
Doesn't matter.
It looks like Hillary is up now.
It doesn't matter who's winning until
It's like
California
we're
gets
all gonna be
counted.
drafted in the next, like,
I watched a little bit of Gotham, like the first season,
No,
but I haven't watched
women
that
can't be
much.
drafted until 20.
Trump's winning
really
Florida.
pushing for it.
Okay, well then I'm going to
Well, women should be able to be drafted. Okay, that's real here.
see. I have a bad back and I'm missing an organ.
I have a bad back and I don't have a sternum.
She's talking.
Hampshire and Pennsylvania.
And I'm an eligible for
Many of
draft.
those races too close to call at this hour, but NBC News has projected winners in these states. Donald Trump, the winner in Alabama, Oklahoma, Mississippi,
That's a really good picture of
and
him. He
Tennessee.
actually doesn't look like half completely
orange.
How's
handbag.
our vote?
Photoshopped as shit. Like,
Of course, they're both photoshopped as shit.
Maryland,
yeah, they
She
are
looks-
like half
she just
very
looks-
Jersey.
She looks like Professor Umbridge. Like I can't fucking.
Thank you.
She was wearing all pink there too. Like I cannot.
Yeah. Oh, scary.
It's Professor
Yeah.
Umbridge versus Lockhart. That's what this is.
That's
Umbridge
cool.
versus
I'm gonna
Lockhart.
vomit all over your
We're watching whichever one is on YouTube. What is it? NBC.
In fact, the Democratic Party in the state went
Can you switch over to Fox News? Fox News
Alex, I
is
can't hear any of
get
it.
a group called Steal the Vote, or excuse me, Stop the Steal from intimidating voters at Ohio polling places.
Just talk quietly enough that we can
No, you
still
don't
hear.
have to do that. The voter intimidation
Switch to
laws are
Fox
strong
News.
enough. And actually,
I don't think I can. This is streaming on YouTube. I don't know if Fox News is streaming it online.
Irregularity, and now it's dismissed.
If they have someone in Fox Studios
About
who's
an
capable
hour
of understanding
ago,
major networks, which is
starting
like
to
a coin
see
toss. but-
numbers come in, but as you said, this is a very close race at this point, and key, certainly for Donald Trump, Ohio is a must-win state for him.
Must-win Chanel, and obviously no reason why not from dominating Ohio like that. You know, that's make Ohio
I think the move here is like much of
That's awkward.
Chanel. I think that people are just glad to stay.
Your mustache is curling in
anxious to see the result.
Look at it.
But
That's why it's called wrinkle early.
These results, it is sort of a get out
Sorry, what part of it was loud? Hey, what's up?
It's supposed to be curly.
Party and Hillary Clinton
I have a- I keep it
versus
a
more
little bit-
enthusiasm that Donald
I like
Trump
all
was
of the hipster.
counting.
They said enthusiasm, red team. Yeah, I can actually. Can you see if there's closed captioning or
And there was
something?
a split with the state party, so the state party focused on the senatorial.
You got a
race
problem on
down
mustache?
Because I'm dead,
No,
so.
you got it.
Well, fight my mustache.
Oh,
Your mustache.
I think it just does that when it gets really loud because it seemed like the static went away when I turned my volume level down. But if everyone starts yelling at the same time, that might happen.
We saw
Oh, well, those look good.
I
can't read them. My brain's
That's not what she's saying.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
you mean late. They're just very, very late.
No,
And people were waiting
just not
20 to 30 minutes to cast their ballot, but they did so in a very orderly.
I can turn it down a little more. Are we like loud anyway?
This is clearly Ohioans
I didn't
have taken.
them.
Well, I mean, they said enthusiasm
very,
again.
very seriously.
Chanel, that
That's good to
matters.
hear.
It does matter. I wish I could hear all of it.
These are horrible.
Joining me once again,
Alright.
Jennifer
Blue
Lawrence
on
from
white,
American
like, I can't
University.
read that.
Let's dig into Ohio really quickly. Ohio has a high proportion of white voters without a college degree. Job
Wait.
losses are concerned.
What?
Obviously,
That was a little fucking
really rude.
That does. That's Donald Trump's demographic group. And so the extent to which those people turn out to vote this time around.
Oh my god! We just went
This is so brutal. This is brutal. I'm not prepared for this at all.
Yeah, headphones are a bad idea.
He did keep his seat. And the irony here, of course, is that when Donald Trump won the Florida primary, that was when Marco Rubio got out of the race. And tonight...
No, I'm not playing League tonight because we're doing the election stream.
They're not yet decided on Donald Trump.
And another one that a lot of people are watching around the country, the state of Illinois, it looks like the Lynn Lincoln delivers a win for Democratic Representative Tammy Duckworth.
Right, so this is...
Who else is playing with us?
Pickup. It's also a pickup in terms of the number of women serving in the Senate, and it marks a pretty substantial incumbency.
That's not even that loud.
I realize that people
What?
all around the country are watching.
No, he could because for some reason the headphones like spiked and got really loud because we all yelled at one time and they tried to like
So
equalize.
neither is a surprise.
Which
So I
one
think we're sort of
of
exactly where we
is like
expected
the
to be at this point.
PPR fans?
And if
That's
we
Carnage.
switch back just for a
Carnage.
second and look at the big
Carnage,
picture,
PPR.
your impression so far of this race, what would you say?
Again, no surprises yet. Once we start hearing about
Carnage, you drinking PBR?
I can't hear it now.
Ohio and Hampshire, I think we'll have a little bit more of an
It takes a
idea of where
while.
that's going.
You use the word yet. Does that mean you think we'll see some surprises? Well, thank you. You can never predict things. Thank you so much. Coming up in the next half hour, polls close in the Razorback State, Arkansas. That would bring us to the halfway point. The polls are still open in 25 states. Stay with NBC News for all of your latest election results. And now back to Lester Holt in New York for continuing coverage of Decision Night in America.
The way they say that though, decision night.
I know, it's terrifying.
I feel like the purge.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
I just got the chills.
We're not prepared for that right now.
Are you?
Oh my God,
Pick you a
look at
team
this,
so
look
you
at
know who
this.
to drink with.
Look at this. I just got
You
the
pick.
fucking chills.
If you want to drink for red, that's Alex and I.
Oh, jeez.
I just got the look at my fucking.
You know, the purge is gonna be. Have you seen fucking Donald Trump and his
That's
children?
what I'm saying. That's what happened.
Yeah, his
That's
son.
They look like the type. We can't yell because people are wearing headphones.
We have another call to make, and this is control of the House of Representatives. NBC News projects that Republicans will retain control of the House of Representatives. Now let's quickly take you outside where we've got a call from the state of Arkansas.
Some of these states, I don't even think they deserve to vote.
NBC News projects that Donald Trump will win in the state of Arkansas. Of course, the state that Hillary Clinton was for
Look how
many,
orange he
many
is.
years the first lady.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Right now, and
It's like, did you really
Doesn't he
want to
look?
lay in a bed for this?
Doesn't he look like he's the type of person who would purge?
She worked in Florida before.
Gigi Merca, right?
Back
We should already have left the
when they
country,
were both
guys.
young bucks.
Yeah.
Do they have New York votes in already?
What's out in Florida? 91% in.
I want to know who Lycan's
Leading by
state
about
voted for.
60,000 votes.
New York.
Lycan and
We're both
Hillary?
New York's gonna probably be
I can't hear it.
It's because of what's reading, what's out. We were just looking. I mean, Gainesville still hasn't come in. That's a college.
This is never gonna work.
You still got a lot, almost half of the graduates that hasn't come in.
Yeah, because I can't hear it.
And
I
felt
never.
2% of Miami-Dade.
Alex and I are Team Red.
Numbers that are landslide-like for Miami-Dade.
Why do you care so much about Florida? Because for Trump,
We have speakers over here. There's literally one right here.
It's not that he can't put together 270 votes without Florida, but it becomes exceedingly difficult.
Both of us, yeah. See, that's what it sounds like when we all talk at the same time.
One ear, and I had Carl over the other on the phone saying, "What's going on?" I said, "If you don't know, how do I know?"
Caroline. R-O-F-L-L. This country is going to hell in a handbasket or whatever the saying is.
That's accurate. That's a lot.
You know, the
I
fact
actually
is,
say that more than I
everything
should.
came
That's
out.
my age.
It just
My grandfather says heck in the handbasket.
And just a record keep now.
He's willing to acknowledge that.
Well, guys, Orlando voted Hillary.
Hanging out there right now.
Just so you know.
That's
We
what. That's what.
literally, when she was voting, we
That's what
guessed what everyone was going to vote for, and I feel like we were very accurate on our.
Okay,
You can imagine
ready
how
to play the
much
drinking
they're
game.
watching it, their boiler room, their war room, looking at it, and over at the Peninsula Hotel, only a few blocks from here, both Clintons have not weighed in on the speech that they hope they'll be delivering. Two versions, as we said. One is a victory speech, and so the speechwriters were in the hotel with both Bill and Hillary Clinton. Imagine having both of those principals editing
None
the
of them
speech,
do.
and now
What was
the
speech
speechwriters
class?
are going back to work, making
How
some
done the
changes.
right
So we've all been edited by our editors and producers. but
Abraham Lincoln did
City
right.
Hall
That's what I'm talking about.
Bill and Hillary Clinton editing. The other thing to report
When I
is
said
that my Democratic choices,
one
these
person
are not
talk at a
campaign
time, and then
choices. These are
you talk while
Democratic
Lauren's
Party
talking.
choices in Michigan telling me.
Please,
they're
it's just
getting
making me
older
crazy.
because the
Yeah, stop
Democratic
fucking
areas
up.
of Detroit and Flint are not showing the kind of vote that they wanted to see.
Thank you.
It's obviously early, but it's raining. They're a little worried about this. Michigan could be very tight, as you know. Both Hillary
This is gonna
Clinton
be possible.
and Donald Trump were there only yesterday, and would be far more important for Donald Trump's path. He really wants to flip a blue state.
You see the
not
closed
critical
captioning.
for
How the
Clinton.
fuck am I supposed to
They
read
would
that?
still like to win
I
Michigan.
can't.
They
I
lost
literally,
to
I'm
Michigan.
like, cannot read it.
Surprising and upset by Bernie Sanders. The trade issue is a big factor there.
Bernie Sanders should be a community word.
Lester?
All right, Andrew.
Should we add it?
Joining us at Clinton headquarters.
Okay, then let's all drink because we're not drinking enough.
Add and burn.
Governor, good to have you on. Thanks so much.
So great to be on. Thanks so much.
I watched you on MSNBC earlier.
I'm in
today.
charge.
You couldn't wipe
But
the
too
smile
much.
off your face.
I know! It's
Give me the-
democracy!
Give me the
Really?
But that was earlier.
When we both
Vote totals come in, watching what we're watching in Florida. How is your level and the campaign's level of confidence right now?
I think we feel really good because, as Chuck was saying, there are still a huge sectors of the electorate that have not come in, and a lot of that are our people, whether it's Broward County or, in Michigan, as you know, in many of these states that we count on, a lot of the urban areas come in later than the rural areas, and so we are feeling really good still.
All right. Now, we talked about Florida being a must-win. That's according to the Trump folks.
Fuck, must-win. Red team.
He made you defend Pennsylvania. Look where the Clinton campaign ended yesterday. How do you feel about Pennsylvania?
Good about Pennsylvania. In fact, between Pennsylvania and Virginia and North Carolina, I mean, I think, again, it's still early. You got to see the rest come in, but we're feeling really good about the ground game that we have. What we're hearing on the ground anecdotally and what we're seeing in the numbers, we know what's out there. So everybody on my side, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. And by the way, can we not also celebrate that it's record turnout in democracy? People really love this country and care about it.
But come on, something's got to be making you nervous right now. What is it?
Well, I mean, Michigan always makes me that's my state. And I am concerned about the numbers in Detroit and Flint, but I do know that a lot of that is made up for by the very large, for example, Arab American community that's in Michigan and Dearborn. We know that President Clinton actually visited, and there's huge turnout in that community. So if there is a diminution in votes in Detroit, we've made up for it, I think, with the votes in the Arab American community, the Latino community, and lately we had 50,000.
Sure.
No.
Now it does.
So
why'd you ask?
It's still close.
It's your fault.
Than anybody wants.
It's your fault.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Anyway,
Good thing democracy isn't a word. She's clearly messing around.
Thanks for joining us. Sandy, we got a Senate call.
We do. State of Indiana, deep red, and it's a Republican hold for the Senate. We have Congressman Todd Young, going to the Senate. Evan Bayh, whose name you
Just in, Amendment 2 has passed in Florida.
was vying to get.
Cheers!
Expected to be a battleground for
We're like a quarter of the way to Colorado.
connection to the state of Indiana. A lot of Democrats are excited. Hey, maybe we can make it.
Somehow we got as an outsider.
Well, no.
Alyssa talked
Too
about
much of an insider.
Oh, these people get to smoke the hippie grass.
Somebody who had lost his Indiana roots. Somebody who barely had an address anymore.
Remember the correct, I think he got a court and avenue confused with his Indiana court.
Yeah, so he had these deep Indiana roots, and yet it wasn't enough, and so we see that Indiana holds.
Not right now. It's just not right now.
I know it's not nice.
Still does have
Not right now.
picked up on the record, I believe.
No, people that like always have that problem.
Interesting.
And for people who have one of those.
I have to text everyone.
Prior job, he was working for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Then they came out against him. He'd been away for a while, and they kind of assumed that he was going to
That is, I'm like, wow,
He's a Democrat that
your life sucks.
Yeah, okay, centrist.
Guess I'm moving back to Daytona. What's up?
This Democratic Party, he thought, oh, look, Donald Trump's unpopular. Maybe I can sneak back into the Senate.
It's right here. It always is. It's either it's there or I'm having your crotch.
Remember, you were at the White House. I don't love Congress. I think there are better ways to serve. And yet here we are in 2016. He was trying to get back in, but no dice.
No dice.
And you mentioned Karl Rove. I mean, this is sort of Don Rumsfeld.
We're like, wait, I don't know who that is. Are they on here?
I think it's going to turn out. But Republicans, I'm hearing from all over the country, feeling very cheered by this Senate seat and very cheered by what they're seeing with Marco Rubio and other down ballot races.
Hallie Jackson has another look at exit polling, specifically what women voters are saying. Hallie, that's something we continue to focus on in this race.
And Lester, we started talking about it, if you can believe it, a year and 3 months ago at that very first primary debate for Republicans, when the first question to Donald Trump was about his comments about women. Here we are on election night, and take a look at what our early exit polls are telling us, that 51% of voters across the country are bothered a lot by Donald Trump's treatment of women. And so watch what happens
pie charts,
section of the pie here.
They look like pineapple
dive into how this breaks out.
They're like bothered
voters who say they were bothered a lot, breaks down. In 10, say they voted for Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump. Not particularly surprising when you look at the fact that they say,
they could broadcast other things that passed like number 2 in Florida. They could be,
part of it
that shit
on Trump's treatment of women. And for these voters, Lester, that is something that has resonated.
I want to continue on what you're talking about there. Kate Snell joins us out from King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, where she's been talking with women voters. Kate.
Oh, they're going to talk about how much women hate Trump.
Collar counties outside of
counties outside of Philly, and these counties since 1976 have really predicted the way the state of Pennsylvania will go. So that's why we're here. We got a lot of Trump supporters here, and behind me,
Oh, do
but I
we?
wanted to talk to a few women over here who are actually all Hillary Clinton supporters. If I can just
Of course they are.
Because she has a vagina.
That's the only reason you voted Republican up until recently.
Unless she says
Considering you
she's
voted for Hillary Clinton.
Oh, definitely.
But why?
That's true.
Because she's knowledgeable. She's
Wait, I want to hear
a
why
qualified
they.
candidate running for office, and I agree with a lot of the things that she stands for.
Like what?
We were just talking about the exit polling, and a lot of it is showing that many women were turned off by Donald Trump. Is that part of what motivated your vote?
Yeah, she hates him.
Definitely. I think that the derogatory things that he said into the media have been like repulsive. I'm also reproductive rights are important to me. So.
Sheila and Vicky are both wearing lace and white on purpose. What's that about, Sheila?
It's a call out to the suffragettes who called for the original women's votes, and it's such a historic day having a female candidate for a major party. So we wanted to kind of recognize.
There's another female candidate.
If she goes tonight, you told me you're in your 30s, right? You guys are millennials. What does that mean for you if Hillary Clinton pulls this off?
It's just such an important event that I will be so impressed if she wins. I'm so happy because what I value.
Oh god, our military would be fucking useless.
I know, right? I'll literally sit on the fucking ground doing nothing. Be like, shoot me in the face. Watch me die. That's all
They're talking about fashion.
Literally half of the infantry are punching subjectors. They'll just sit down and just
all the offices here in terms of these 4 counties, turnout does seem to be pretty high.
Bleed and cry. That was good.
The Democrats that I've talked to and the Republicans that I've talked to, they're talking about long lines. I just talked to the Delaware County chair of the Democratic
I just
Party.
cut myself.
They're
That's
going
why I
to
feel
be counting
evil.
votes for a long time after the official poll.
Make me a Coke or something.
Polls closed here at 8 o'clock, but they think there are people still in line.
This makes me want an industrial piercing.
I've been wanting one. No, and also my bridge piercing. Okay, industrial piercings are such a pain in the ass. I've literally had them.
I know.
They get caught. They get caught on
I know.
everything.
And they're hard to heal, and they hurt really bad.
They do. It made me want to throw up.
80 to 18.
Like it literally made like that. I don't know why. Like I had fucking needles stuck through my nipples more than once, and I can deal with it. But
guys, this is stuff we can't talk about on Twitch that I'm pretty sure we can totally talk about on YouTube.
Well, we can, yeah. As long as we don't show nipples.
I just actually went and watched all of Behemoth's Hillary Clinton's Gabriel video on YouTube, and I was like, it said there's a censored version. They showed so much shit in the video. I was like, this is the censored version.
Like, I'm actually pretty sure I can't wear this shirt on Twitch. Like, I think I might get in trouble for this shirt on
corset
Twitch.
piercings. I've been stabbed literally 40 times in a row and been okay with it. I've had both of my industrial pierced. It made me want to throw up.
No, I didn't see that.
Like, I don't understand, and it bled so much.
Well, I just want like a cartilage piercing, but I'm really scared. Look at.
I want to get so
There's more nerves to the actual cartilage.
Than your fucking nipples? I doubt that.
I don't believe that. Well, for guys, it's different than girls.
No, cartilage is harder to pierce than like.
Oh god, I like
skin.
wanted to vomit. Like it made my.
Wait, they might say Reagan in this.
It made my head ring.
No, this is like the 20s.
No, I can't hear it or see it, so.
Okay, it's black and white, so it's not Reagan.
You don't know, maybe they're just trying to be like, in a previous time. And because you know when they say play anything from a previous time, it's in black and white. That's how you show something is older. God, didn't you take video production?
No, I didn't.
I did.
I did not.
I was in theater.
But I believe you guys.
It's very warm.
All of the art
acting all
I
4
didn't
years.
see. I wish I would have
also
thought
took
about that
theater
because I did
freshman.
not. I took classes for like how to figure out if the bullet hole came from one direction or the other direction.
But that's cool. And also, we didn't have theater at my high school.
Theater were the cool kids at my high school because I went to a weird class in high school.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know, my high school kind of sucked.
Yeah,
Mine kind
It
of
was all the kids that had no brains, and then I just moved in, and I was
Literally,
here I am.
She went to like Nerds Academy. Like,
Literally, that's what she did.
Yes, that's what I said. She looks like Professor Umbridge.
Her high school,
Straight up.
once a week, the entire senior year,
not even kidding you. She wasn't there in her senior year, but like every single week, once a week, someone called in a bomb threat, and it was fake. It was fake bomb threat. But everybody got out of class for the last 3 periods. Everybody had to go.
So many people would just jump the fence and just run. And they would be like,
supposed to be watching something else? Like what?
Kids.
Winter Springs High School had a legitimate bomb that actually resulted, like they found a bomb while I was there.
One time there. One time.
We it was a sodium. It was a sodium bomb.
Wait, it's back on.
Did she just like ooze peppermint? Because I swear every time I'm like around
to our election center from the break, you're watching Senator
I don't know, it's the incense from work.
is projected to
Yeah, you just smell it. Yeah, you just smell like work. Like now,
I smell like incense all the time.
Like after they're like working there with you, I just understand.
Anytime we continue to watch what's happening in those battleground states across the country, and Chuck Todd has moved over to the map here. He's trying to figure out where things are
opiates.
right now.
No, did you tell her? She went to the smoke shop to get
Virginia. We moved too close to call. Now, things have been creeping up. There's still a lot of Northern Virginia vote still to go. As you know, as Loudon goes, so goes things. So that's the good news for Clinton. But as we've told you, and I want to make sure I see if I get Campbell County here just right. Get this just right. Here we go. This was a question about whether he would do well with some evangelicals. And look here, I mean, the numbers are big for Trump territory, too. This goes to, and Nicole, you were sharing with me Steve Shale, who ran for
Kitten doesn't have to shower, confirmed.
Obama, both in 08 and 12.
Because I just always smell like incense.
Everybody's vote totals have been shattered in the state of Florida. We're going to have record turnout in the state of Florida in the red counties and in the blue counties. Now, we'll see how this balances out, but it explains why we're seeing some of these battleground states. Virginia was something that a lot of people thought, and she's doing well in the Northern Virginia, but he's doing well in Trump country.
In Trump country.
I like the Northern Virginia.
They're so like brutal during this.
The blacks.
Just like
They thought of a sizable lead in Michigan. Kevin Tipples is at a Trump watch party in Grand Rapids, Michigan. How are they feeling about this night?
Well, people here tonight have been listening to you folks, Lester, talking about how Michigan all of a sudden seems to have come into play here. People here say that in Western Michigan, which is where Grand Rapids is, you're absolutely right that the Hillary Clinton campaign had to come in here yesterday. But of course, being a GOP rally here this evening, they were all out after midnight last night because Donald Trump made one of his final stops here. Grand Rapids all of a sudden is on the map with regards to this election campaign, Lester. They were also listened to the fact that in the Democratic areas in and around Detroit, people are now saying that the turnout was not very good. Well, here in Western Michigan, which there are very strong Republican pockets, like the one I'm speaking to you from, they're saying that the lines were down the street when they got there this morning. They are very sort of encouraged by what they say.
You're not saying any of these words.
I know. Today, all right, let's stay in the Middle East. Middle East, the Midwest.
like, hey, you dusty people who can't really hear anything.
House Speaker Paul Ryan's headquarters in Janesville, Wisconsin. Hey, Joey.
It's way the fuck over there.
Good evening, Lester. This is unusual.
Well, this is streaming on YouTube, so don't close it because I'm pretty sure this is the only one we can get to, honestly. Yeah. You can go see if you can find them, but this is the only thing streaming live on YouTube right now.
His own House race, which he expects to win easily.
I will check here, and if I find it, then you can pull it up. But that's all I saw.
Republican in elective office, and of course, if Donald Trump were to win, that would put him in the second spot. And what happens next for the congressional majority? It's expected the House will hold its majority. What will happen on the Senate side? And how will Congress have a partnership?
The Fox is hilarious.
President, whomever that is. It is a bit unusual.
Well, they're very
exaggerated. Expects his own personal right as a candidate.
That's why it's so funny, though.
He is here in the room, greeting supporters, hugs directly behind me, talking with folks who have been a part of his life here in Janesville. I'm told he will speak fairly early this evening and will reflect on his own race and not wait for the whole night to resolve itself. He'll have plenty to say about all of that in the next few days. Lester?
That's what I got on Fox, nothing.
No matter how this thing.
I don't know, it says on air now. And it's
grappled more publicly or painfully with their endorsement.
You might just have to like go on there and look it up. Because I don't know what he's talking about.
Paul Ryan, staffers and advisors and
if I click on another tab, is it going to keep playing this?
Yeah, no, it'll keep playing that.
onto the Romney ticket and remain advisors, had hoped that he would take a principled stand against a nominee that a lot of establishment Republicans thought stood for everything that Paul Ryan had worked for. Paul Ryan is one of the architects of modern conservative policy making. He's an expert on the intricacies of budget making. He really has conservative solutions for education and poverty. Whatever you think.
I also smell like Nog all the time.
He's one of the chief architects.
You know, he's the guy who got in a motorcycle accident and his leg got wrecked.
So when he endorsed Donald Trump, it was a real setback to the never-Trump wing of the GOP.
That's why he got a motorcycle.
Had unrealistic aspirations for what a sitting Speaker of the House could do. The truth is, he has the job of being chief wrangler of cats, and that GOP caucus.
Chief wrangler of cats? Did I just hear that right?
So that's the reality that he's dealing with, whether Trump wins or loses. What? And there are a lot of rumors. They're just rumors.
Shut up, like it.
Sort of an undercurrent, an additional anxiety for all of us hand-wringing establishment Republicans that he may be in a little bit of jeopardy in terms of his post.
I think it's partly the other thing about Speaker Ryan is that he's not giving up his own personal aspirations, and that had to be a compact portion line. Play the part of the leader.
I think there's some in the garage.
Try to keep that intact.
Guys, I have a shirt very similar to that.
If Trump then obviously going to be hard. If Trump wins tonight, we still believe that there's a possibility that he could do that.
It says live stream Hillary Clinton victory speech.
Handful of trouble.
Damn, Chantel squats is paying off. She's blushing. LOL, she is. Your squats are paying off.
Tonight, I mean, because it really is, because if Trump loses, they're going to be a lot of people who work hard at Paul Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said.
Hey, where were you if you had been more enthusiastic for our nominee?
Enthusiastic.
Tonight. So Paul Ryan maybe has the worst job in Washington.
And this is the worst time for him was tightness.
Probably. I'm sure it's like really similar to that. Like it's the tarot card of death, but the illustration
Which states are still in play? Which closings are upcoming? Stay with us. Our Precision Night in American coverage continues here on NBC.
Commercials. I drank. Are you talking to me? I did enthusiasm. Enthusiastic. Same thing?
All the rum.
I know, right? All the rum and whiskey in this house.
Wait, can we get pizza?
What?
You are a demon.
I don't have any
pizza. I can't order it for sure.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, see, we watch a stream about the federal election and how horrible it's going to be. And he was like, kind of not. I don't like any of that. What are you guys drinking to every time Trump says I'm a fucking piece of shit? Or
no, there's like a random list of things.
I know. I told him.
Oh, I drank for enthusiasm.
It's really funny. Yeah.
That's fine.
I like banana. I have that stupid song in my head. The one with the fucking diamonds, more than gold. What?
At the 1960 National Convention in St. Louis.
Yes. Accurate. Topic. Down there.
Demonstration.
You're right.
All white.
Okay. Thanks.
Hillary Clinton's fashion choices.
Really? Hillary Clinton's fashion choices? That's what's gonna happen?
Ratified to allow women.
Because why not?
Just in time.
Kraken? Like the rum? Yeah.
The year before Target defeated Democrat Jason Scott.
I want pizza.
Stanton and Anthony listened to their work pay off, but nearly 100 years later, their legacy endures.
Oh, pineapple? Really? We'll do pineapple and I'll put the pineapple.
Here in the red, white, and blue.
Did you get pizza? You put it on the ice? Yeah. So probably gonna want more pizza. We'll wait till they come back. We're getting pizza.
Hey, Lester, that's right. We are out here on Democracy Plaza where the situation here is very electric. I want to take you through the crowd here and show you some of the voters. We've got a lot of Clinton voters over here. We've got some Trump supporters behind us. And what we find is about 50% of this country, 60%
wow, they literally have been like divided.
That this country will be divided when we wake up tomorrow.
And then she said it.
This is an area, oh no. We've got a voter here from Arkansas as well, Lester, but what we want to tell you is, let's hear it. Okay.
Look, this is
so here at Democracy Plaza, a lot of action, a lot of voters coming from all over the country here. and we'll send it back to you in June.
All right, Jolie, thanks very much. You're in the neighborhood. Come on down. There's Democracy Plus, the big TVs there, and just be careful when you walk. We mentioned this coming hour. Arizona, New Mexico. You're still watching Florida.
Look, I'm going to just show you really quick. Florida, less than 1%, 100,000 votes. Georgia, we still don't have a lot of voting. Let me show you North Carolina. As you can see here, Clinton narrowly ahead, still a lot in, and of course Virginia too close to call. So, wow. The backbone states of the battleground.
Mushrooms or pineapple or
mushrooms. We're going to be here a while.
Okay, so
Stay with us, guys. Polls about to close in 14 states minutes from now. A lot of news to get to. You don't want to miss a moment. Get comfier. The City of America coverage continues here on NBC.
fuck you, now I got the diamonds and gold song stuck in my head. God damn it. Bum bum. So weird, I like that song. So my car doesn't have an aux cable. My car doesn't have an aux cable, so I only have the choice of CDs or the radio. So when we don't feel like dealing with the CD changer because it's kind of a pain in the ass, then we just put the radio on. So we've been listening to top 40 for the past like 3 weeks.
What are you talking about? Come on, turn the radio stations.
I'm really broke right now, but that's the Bluetooth thing is next on my list because oh my god, it's literally the same five
really
songs
good idea.
over and
And
over.
it's back. It's been months. It's been like 2 months with this car. We should have done that. The Bluetooth.
But we were dealing with
can't hear
for a long while.
Joining us now from Hillary Clinton's headquarters in New York City is Kristen Welker. Good evening to you. Set the stage for us. What's going on right now?
Chanel, good evening. Secretary Clinton is huddled with her family, watching return, writing her speech for tonight, what she hopes will be the least by her top campaign officials that she is feeling confident. She feels good about this race that she ran. She feels very good about the robust ground game they have. One top official telling me that they knocked on more than 2 million doors alone today. They feel good about the fact that Secretary Clinton ended this race in the way that she wanted to. Despite all of the controversies, the heated rhetoric, the email controversy that dogged her until the very end, Secretary Clinton in the remaining hours of this race talked about and argued for the fact that she would be a unified force if she were elected president. They also think she made a very strong case for why she is the most qualified person to be president. Top campaign officials pointing to that big rally in Philadelphia last night. More than 30,000 people, her largest rally of this entire campaign, and it was unprecedented because it brought together the Clintons and the Obamas.
Did you order it already?
The president and the first lady.
Oh, well, Carnage wants some cheesy bread knots, and Lycan wants buffalo wings with blue cheese dip.
Well, they can throw in some money down.
Yeah, right. You guys can pay for that.
Also,
African Americans didn't turn out as heavily as they had hoped with early voting. And they're also hoping to hold court in a reliably blue state like Pennsylvania. And then, of course, Florida, just as in every election. If she wins Florida, it was almost impossible for Donald Trump to win the White House. So those are the states that they are watching. Secretary Clinton, again, huddled with family members, hammering out the final details of her speech. We are here in the Javits Center.
Your phone's so fucking small.
A glass ceiling. Secretary Clinton is hoping to be able to say tonight that she, in fact, is
I can't handle this. I'm like...
Listen, they're making phones smaller and smaller until they discover you can watch porn on them and they start making That's how it happened.
Behind the scenes,
Walnut
they are on
Creek.
camera. It seems like
I shouldn't say that out loud.
Yeah, please don't say that out loud.
I give it to you.
Well, look,
She has like so many guns and there are armed gate guards and machine guns and shit.
No,
So you don't know.
You say that and it sounds sarcastic. Don't say it like that.
Not being sarcastic, but you have armed machine guns and guards.
Okay, I can't play the drinking game.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, but I want to pay attention.
Over the edge. Just moments ago, I spoke with one of Secretary Clinton's.
Let's see if there's another one.
Look, Michigan might be
another game.
We still think we're going to pull out a victory there.
All right, Kristen Welker, I watched you when I woke up this morning, and I have
I don't know, Carnage. You can try with the minimum if you want.
Very long day. I'll let you get a break. Thank you, Kristen.
Because I have the alerts up, but I don't know if it's going to work.
She's a professor at American University. And I should mention, you've written 4 books, is that correct? About women in politics. So then tell me this, what's your take about what Kristen Welker has been talking about, and really Hillary Clinton so
I can check with the follow alerts, actually. Hold on.
That ultimately is going to come down to female voters, but all presidential campaigns do. There's been a gender gap in every race since
1980, where women are more likely than men to support the Democratic candidate. This time around, Donald Trump gave women extra ammunition to do so. The question is whether Hillary Clinton was able to see that return.
It should. I would say at the very beginning of this, 18 months ago, people were saying Hillary Clinton
donation for $8.
Would you say that now? Well, what's important to keep in mind here is that Hillary Clinton is a slam dunk for female voters because women are more likely to support the Democrat. And that's been the case going back until 1980. It's not a slam dunk simply because she's a female candidate. So far in the surprises, still nothing.
All right. Thank you for talking with us this evening. Stick around. Coming up in the next hour, 14 more states close their polling places, including Michigan, Wisconsin, and Colorado, all seen as top bets going into today's election. So we will see you again in 30 minutes. Now back to Lester Holt in New York for ABC News continuing coverage of Decision Night in America.
This is like a complicated ass one. There's so many fucking rules.
Fuck that. Fuck no. They mention like names and stuff too.
Do a shot if someone mentions Ohio and Florida in the same sentence, which they literally just did.
Yeah, we could be fucked by now.
I'm trying to find one that's not like difficult. Don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. You go there, how you want.
I will, because I'm not fucking retarded, so it's not going to be on the stream.
In New York City, it's 9 o'clock in the East. 600.
Not you.
So just close in 14 more states. Take a deep breath as we take you through it. NBC News
Well, she said that right as I said hello. Exactly. That's what I have to do. I was like,
But we were in the middle of a conversation.
Starting with Texas, Trump the projected winner. In Kansas, Trump wins.
What?
Louisiana,
I'm not talking to you now.
Trump is the projected winner. Nebraska, Donald Trump.
I like this one. No. What? I haven't even finished my first drink.
Really?
This one says take a sip every time a poll closes.
Oh man, that's automatic 50 drinks.
Chug a beer if Trump tweets that he won before all the results are in. Take a sip every time the cameras catch Hillary Clinton fake smiling. So every time they show Hillary Clinton,
Smiles, yeah.
Take a shot every time a news anchor says something confusing about the Electoral College. I like that one. I'm gonna do that.
Every time the news anchor says
too early.
Yeah, they've said that a couple times.
Minnesota right now, we have it listed as 2.
No, that one's too dangerous.
What? We're over to New Mexico right now. 2.
Smoke a bowl when states legalize recreational weed.
That's like saying, oh, hey, watch a basketball game and then like drink every time the ball hits the ground. Alright.
Florida is too close to call. Very, very close.
I guess you just put like, you know, just drink the entire time.
We'll not call this before midnight. Will somebody put up the Ohio board? You guys got to see this. Please put up the Ohio board because the margin is so ridiculously tight that it's sort of emblematic of all the battlegrounds right now. Look at it. How about that for Ohio?
2,700 votes.
2,700 votes there in Ohio. Still a lot of votes out there, but 37% reporting. But I feel that 2,700, that tells you Virginia, which we're going to be here a while. That tells you North Carolina.
Let's look at North Carolina.
That one is another one.
Alex is lit. This game seems good. What, the one I just read? Do you want me to link you it?
3 million votes.
I'm like having trouble paying attention to it because there's like a lot of rules, but they seem pretty good here.
On both
That's that
places.
one.
We've been telling you this. Blue counties, red counties.
And there's the red and blue states as they stand right now based on the projections. Joining our panel is our friend Eugene Robinson, NBC News political analyst and columnist for the Washington Post. What do you want to say about
but that's the game remember most of the red state population.
We're going to be up for a while. It's light. I mean, we've talked so much about the last several weeks ago, last several months, that the polls have been relatively stable. The polls were relatively stable. And so there's no real surprise here. With a lead, but a slim lead, and things could break either way. And what we're seeing tonight is what we've been talking about here, how divided the country is, how
it's pretty great. Trump won in Georgia. Well, of course.
But it's close. This election was.
I went straight through Georgia.
Stage one, Wyoming, Louisiana, North Dakota, Texas, South Carolina, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota.
I don't know what it was. It was like a gas station, like a major gas station, international chain sort of gas station. And they spray painted the top to be Rebel flag, and they spray painted over it, so it said like, there's no logo, like Global or whatever, and they spray painted Rebel Run over it. And we just left there. Like, no one made it change it. Corporate didn't make them change it. Just
different visions.
how it was. I was in Union County, Georgia, after like Blairsville, Dunn Harris.
There was a sign that said,
We never are in the same place, even when we're in the same state, meaning, the Clinton people and Trump. And he goes, I've never been on a race, but we're not fighting, there isn't one voter they're fighting over. It was not that. They're
so many gifts.
Who swing between voting and not voting.
It was like,
and that's what we're seeing here is sort of
do all the
right out front.
balance, but it was one of
That's
those.
the difference between where the traditional battleground was. I mean,
Battleground.
I was on my way to work this morning.
That was a different one. Oh, drink every time the news anchor says battleground, so.
Nice.
And
Is that everyone?
No, these are everyone.
Really about turning out your base, getting the most number of people who support you to these polls.
Make a couple word comments every now and then, not like rant on things so I can't hear the stream.
And Chuck backed me up here. I mean, one thing that pollsters have to do is make it an educated
Don't be
guess
butthurt about it.
actually show up.
I'm just asking you not to rant so we can play the actual game.
The other factor is that, and we've said this
go to
that the country was not deeply in love with either one of these candidates, so they were moving back and forth.
No, I know how to do
In
it.
the last week or so, we saw Hillary Clinton way out in the polls. Then Comey makes his original announcement. She goes down. Then he makes the other announcement on Sunday. She seems to be making a comeback. They're counting on that comeback in the last 48 hours as we talked to them. And then we're seeing tonight something that looks to be very tight as we go deeper into the hours, and a lot of people thought that we would have something.
Same that makes my chair go up.
Manifestation. A lot of the country is thinking, God, it's going to be one or the other. I'm not sure it's going to make a lot of difference to me. They have their core groups. There's no question about that. Donald Trump has very passionate supporters. So does she. But the bulk of the country is still angry. And the big issue for most Americans is change. Shake it up. How are we going to change this country to get it working again? And neither one of them has been able to
California is like this
deliver on that in a persuasive way.
Let's go to Florida right now. Kerry Sanders is in Osceola County right now, and things are very, very close there, Kerry.
Battleground state. He didn't say it, but it was just
they're really
like
hanging on edge. I just spoke to some folks here in the room. We're at the Darren Soto election headquarters. He turns out to be projected now to be the first Puerto Rican American elected to Congress from the state of Florida. A lot of Latins in this room have supported him. A lot of folks here from
there's actually more on this page.
Moved to the United States. We should point out, for those who are looking at the different Hispanic groups who may have influence today, remember that Puerto Ricans are born with a U.S. passport. If they come to the United States and decide to live here, they can register to vote. It turns out that there has been a swell of Hispanic votes in this state. It's too close, as you know, to call whether this is going to be a Donald Trump victory or a Hillary Clinton victory. But the folks that I spoke to here just a short time ago said they are going to be crying. They will either be crying tears of happiness if Hillary Clinton wins in this state, or they'll be crying tears of sadness, they say, if Donald Trump wins. Of course, that's just a snapshot in one year.
I really
as it looks like, I think we heard Chuck Todd say it's going to be
might have done it a little bit
before we know which way Florida's going.
Yeah, Karen, I'm looking at the map right now. 92% in, and Chuck is at that map right now. Where are the remaining?
And just acknowledge that I just got a little bit of whiskey in my eye.
People, you're very happy about Broward County.
Because it fucking hurt.
Right now,
it's still kind of hurting.
Early vote that essentially resulted, and we expect about another 400,000 out of there. If she wins that by 40 points the way she's winning it here.
I don't know, I brought my drink down too fast and this little tiny splash came out right in my eye.
This is already shattered records. There's another 10% of the vote out. This is already more total vote in Miami-Dade County than we saw before. Let me take you to the Hillsborough here. As you see, this is
Oh, Amendment 1 was rejected, by the way.
6. Obama won this by more when he won it by
Thank God.
Yes. Now we've seen Amendment to undo all the damage we've already done to the solar industry.
but there's sporadic vote in a lot of.
Can you guys like hear the news? Is it loud? Can I turn it up a little so I can hear like some of it?
Say for sure. Look, it's about 100 and looks like 35,000 difference right there. I think she can get 100 of it out of South Florida. Can she find another 36,000 somewhere else?
Don't turn that card around, by the way.
Let me take you, by the way, to Virginia. Very familiar with
I'm just like, it's like very on screen.
If you follow the Virginia governor's race or if you follow Obama-Romney, we're starting to see she's closed the gap essentially as the vote.
Is that their ship name?
They sort of come in
That's
from
what
north
I've
to
always
south
called
here.
the whole election.
This is the big one. Fairfax County, very
Your
low
vote doesn't
We
fucking
still got
matter.
almost something like 80% of the vote still to come in. It's going to be a big Clinton county.
I was just worried it would drown out our voices if I turned it up, but I'll turn the mic
But I
down.
can tell you this, we've been here before. Brokaw brought up Jim Webb to me. It took till Fairfax counted until Jim Webb
Is
was
that better?
victory. It took till Fairfax
Can I
counted
turn the news up
until
now?
Terry McAuliffe won the governor's race. It took till Fairfax counted till we were comfortable calling Obama over Romney. The point is, until we see some Northern Virginia vote, that is why this thing, and I tell you, Virginia now looks like it's back in the battleground. And those big leads were essentially a map.
All right, Andrew Mitchell is at Hillary Clinton's headquarters in New York, where the crowd is certainly starting to take some of this in. There's been a lot of confidence, Andrea, at the Clinton camp, but there's got to be some new fingernail
We'll get over
bites.
it.
I asked. I said, does everyone like pineapple? Because that's what you're getting, and no one spoke up. So
I know that he doesn't, but
well, you can pick them
he'll
all.
get over it.
Governor.
I fucking asked.
So can you turn it up a little? Because I turned the mic down a little.
Took money out of
I don't think you can turn it up on there. I think it's all the way up.
Solid. They saw it in Virginia. So this is going to be as close as
I guess if people are still talking, I'm still not going to be able to hear it.
That is not good news for them. Broward County is their big hope, as
Camera is
Trump
not
was saying.
nice
I was
to
just talking to a top Clinton official here who said, just
She
wait,
looks like
you know,
the
we were
case
still
worker
waiting on
from
Broward. There's more votes to come in. But Florida
That's
is
not
obviously
nice.
that close. North Carolina, they did get a break in that. The extended voting hours when there was some.
Look, my computer's literally saying I have high CPU usage, and I'm not even fucking doing anything. Is it too loud now, or can you still hear like us talking okay?
Making them nervous as we've been reporting, not getting the vote that they had expected out of Detroit and Flint. This thing is getting so close.
Oh, Carnage.
Numbers in Ohio.
Yeah, that's Ben. If he
One
leans
question I have
this
for
way,
all
you
of
can see him.
guys is there,
Yep, that's
all of the
Ben.
information at your fingertips. You reported Nebraska, the projection.
Volume's good, we can hear you. Sweet.
For Trump, and I checked, that's 4 out of 5 congressional districts. Warren Buffett made a promise to Hillary Clinton. When he endorsed her, he said, I am going to deliver Omaha because Nebraska is like Maine, where those 2 congressional districts are counted separately.
Should I explain how chairs work?
Turning out the vote. So I want to know what happened in Omaha.
Are we happy? Do we understand how chairs work?
Andrea, as you were speaking, we were running some of the numbers.
No,
Can we go back to Michigan? Because I'm not sure I saw it correctly. Was that
You don't know
was
how they work?
double-digit difference here? We had 71. 71 difference, and that's 12% in. 16 electoral votes at stake in Michigan. The Trump folks forcing the Clinton folks to try to
Jared's supposed to be
defend
coming over. I'm
Michigan,
going to
and it looks like
message and
that's
be like, what the
gonna
fuck,
provide for another
Jared?
vote. And look at, before Katie turns, I'm going to go to you, but I want to bring up Ohio as well, because Katie was on here about an hour or so ago saying,
What?
the word is Ohio is going to be crazy close.
He basically is
going to
crash
right
it.
now. Trump, though, with a lead, but the difference is
Considering I have to drive him to work
162,000.
tomorrow.
Katie has been covering the Trump campaign from the very start and joins us now.
Alyssa
feeling the room?
Yeah. Well, the feeling of the room is obviously very excited.
You know my shit,
I feel like at Trump headquarters, Trump Tower is.
Well, they're really comfy.
They believe the longer that this night draws out, the better it is for them.
Maybe
Trump
I'll
was
like,
a mistake that
fancy.
they could take. Interestingly, for Trump, that is quite interesting because the Trump campaign basically pulled out their efforts about 3 weeks ago. And if you can hear me better now with this.
Sorry, but I turned up the volume
from Virginia
not so that you would talk louder,
they're certainly
just so that I could hear it better.
Ohio is the state that they put a lot of focus on. As you mentioned, the GOP believes it's going to be down to the wire in Ohio, potentially a state that they won't be able to call until tomorrow. But also Michigan, that's the state that the Trump campaign is really looking
Duck down again. You can see all those feet were going in the air.
Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Iowa.
They said Florida and Ohio in the same sentence.
Michigan.
I'm doing that one.
They've been to 13 times
since the convention, 3 times in this last weekend alone. It's where Donald Trump essentially ended his campaign. He took the stage there at 12:30 this morning to a packed room of thousands of people that were still streaming in as Donald Trump arrived. He left a little bit after 1. They believe that his jobs message is really going to cut across all demographics in Michigan. They believe also that the African-American vote is not going to turn out for Hillary Clinton in the same way that it turned out for Barack Obama. And they're saying
maybe it's because she tried to appeal with hot sauce in her purse.
In GOP counties, they're putting that as a very big sign. They also are believing that there is flat turnout in Flint, Michigan. So the Trump camp is feeling quite upbeat now. They're cautiously optimistic, but they do feel like they have a chance to pull this off. Lester.
Katie, Tara, thanks very much. All this conversation about Ohio, let's go there. NBC's Chris Jansen is in Cleveland, watching that very
Guys, I was born in Ohio. Fun fact.
Yeah, and both sides are very nervous. I can tell you this right now, and both feeling like they have an opportunity here. If you're going to watch what's going on, you've got to look where I'm standing, which is in Cleveland. I spent the day at a polling place there. It was very telling. There was a burst around lunchtime, but in the morning when you expect a lot of people, later in the day when you'd expect a lot of people as folks are going home from work, there was not a big turnout. The director of the elections board here in Cuyahoga County was saying, well, I still think that we'll get up around 67%, but the reports that were coming in weren't that there were lines, weren't that there was any big last-minute rush.
California, where's Reno?
One thing to look at from the exit polls is the economy is very important. People here in the Rust Belt, and who is better at handling it.
I don't know.
Where's Reno? Hillary Clinton in the exit polls by 4 points, and I want to tell you just one anecdotal story. As I was speaking with folks in this largely African-American voting place, I said, are most of your friends and family voting? And more than half in this unscientific survey said to me, they knew people who weren't voting. And I thought it might be about the tenor of the race. They said it wasn't that at all. They felt, as African Americans, that the resurgence in the economy had not impacted them, that they were not being served by Washington. So watch this vote coming in Cuyahoga County, and that reaction from an unexpected place.
Chris Jansen, thank you very much. Stay with us. When we come back, we're going to talk live with Senator Rand Paul, who NBC News presents has been reelected in Kentucky. Our Decision on America coverage continues.
I might be allergic to cats. Well, I just held him and I really feel like I'm going to sneeze now, and if I'm allergic to cats, I'm actually just going to kill myself.
You might be allergic to dander.
You should bathe him.
You might be allergic to dander, which would help if you bathe him.
Really?
There's like certain shampoos and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's fine to bathe, he just gets really sad.
Yeah, that's what Dexter does.
He just lays there. Yeah, he just lays down and cries. And I'm like, wow.
Our old cat would like just, my mom would come out like just bleeding, just like, her head just become blood.
Like, I don't agree with the
I know, what do you think we should do with the drinking?
Owners declawed her because bathing her would be a bitch.
Can we like mute it when the commercials come on? Because they're like mad fucking loud. I hate how commercials are louder than actual like anything else.
My family did.
Yeah, on YouTube. You're fucking up.
My family did Fracty Claw.
What have you done? Well, it was an indoor cat, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Dude, I mean, it's not really fine still because, you know, it's like cutting your finger off.
Yeah, it's like...
At the first knuckle.
I got home and the back door was wide open today. No one was home. I'm so glad that both of my cats were still inside the house. I would have flipped my shit if the cats got out. Neither of them are chips.
It's like
cutting your finger off right here.
It's like being put under as a baby, having your front.
Not a baby because they're adult cats that have them done.
Well, I'm talking about our cats. Having your front finger surgically removed and also having it not affect your actual mobility in any way, having only affect your self-defense capability in a situation in which it does not.
And having no painkillers when you wake back up.
Yeah.
I do. What?
No, and sometimes if it isn't done properly, that shit can grow back, and it can become ingrown under the paw pads and cause serious problems and infections.
I wouldn't have it done. I would just say like my family.
And then the other way that they do it is instead of taking off my fingertips, they just cut their tendons. So it's just like having your fucking wrist slit and you're not being able to move any of your fingers.
Well, how fucking drunk are you trying to get?
No, they're not.
No, I'm saying our cats could. I'm talking about like.
Cleo has her back tendons cut.
Okay, we're missing the whole thing, and also he said drink when a state is mentioned, when a poll closes, when a candidate is quoted.
3 percentage points and climbing.
Why? Because we're not even drinking at all right now. It's boring.
Less than a percentage point. Ohio. Now watch. Let me take you to New Hampshire.
I'm doing
This one. 200 votes at this point. A difference there. Let me take you down to North Carolina. Look at this one.
Wait, that might be.
We got about 20,000.
I told you.
Oh well, you're always right, aren't you?
Take you back to Florida one more time, as you can see. We're again still waiting, mostly for Broward County. As soon as that gets in, we're gonna feel comfortable.
Did you say they're waiting on Broward County?
But it may take a long time.
Probably a bunch of fucking retards.
I want to show you this. You know, about 100,000 vote difference, still only 32% in, but still. She's winning, but
Johnson 4%.
Numbers, and there were a lot of people in Colorado, just like Virginia, was somehow going to end up being
going to be
out of the balance.
Savannah, neither side right now can feel good. I mean, it's suspended animation.
Drunkenly molesting my shoulders. I just
asshole.
in Clinton headquarters right now, and as Katie Turner reported, some hope on Trump.
But I had
something like Colorado. These are battlegrounds, and yet these are two states that I think back in August, Clinton stopped really spending money in, feeling like these were in the bag.
I understand. I'm still just going to be butthurt about this.
I love Guns N' Roses, but in fact, Axl Rose is a racist, sexist woman beating a cunt. I still love Guns N' Roses.
Counties that will be expected to go for Clinton's bid, and that may make all the difference. But I think what's important here is just how tight all of these races are.
We're going to take a break. We'll check in all the races that are still too close to call, which means the rest of the night here. Where things stand right now, who's ahead? Don't go anywhere. Our Decision Night in America coverage continues here on NBC.
I mean, like, for a European, well, basically culturally European at the time, like, yeah. There's those things like, there were such things as non-racist in the time period. There were such things as non-racist psychologically anywhere. It's just a matter of what society teaches you. We're taught racism, then we're taught non-racism. It's this like in and out thing, but I just meant politically speaking, libertarian. Thomas Jefferson's version of libertarian, just like, okay, it's not the government idea of libertarians, it's a social idea of libertarian. I believe that pretty much everything that doesn't affect anybody else's life should be illegal. That's my mentality. Yeah. Someone wants to shoot heroin.
What exactly is in an organic Capri Sun?
Capri Sun?
Yeah, like there's some there is this organic like, but that's like all it is just like what exactly makes a percent organic? It's probably just less fun.
I mean, FDA approval would be twice
look at it, I saw that. I was like,
being listed as FDA organic literally just means you apply for it.
Oh, so it's like
yeah, it literally just means like, oh, you just, hey, can I be organic? Sure. I don't do anything organic. That's cool. It is. Actually.
Yes and no. I mean, there are. No, I'm Jewish, so like but no, like nowadays it's like
Looking at Democracy Plaza here in New York City. There you see right now where things stand. The race to 270, Donald Trump at 137. Hallie Jackson in the newsroom with Wells. We're learning about the moon.
It's not me.
Some more exit polls.
A kosher stuff?
Yeah.
Just like gotcha, we are here in the middle of our election center talking with our political units, and specifically talking with our pollsters. We've got our team of pollsters here pouring through some of the data. I'm going to head over, you look ready for me here. Bill McIntosh is one of our talk about this being a nail biter. I'm going to kind of what are you seeing in some of these races where it is too close to call? How much of a nail biter
it really depends on like who is deeming it kosher. Like there are some people that are like no, like really think about it. But if you're talking about like the industry and stuff like that, they're just like, oh, this is obviously pork.
Donald Trump is winning white non-college men by a margin we haven't seen since Ronald Reagan. And on the other hand, Secretary
Can you pause this for a second?
Latinos, there's sort of two different Americas, and we're watching them kind of fight each other to a draw tonight in a few.
Also, they said Reagan, by the way.
Cat name.
Play it.
With these states in ways that is just, again, reflects enormous division, much bigger than we normally.
I figure this is the only way I'm actually going to be able to hear it.
I can turn it up more.
Okay, go.
Scene.
Fred, spin around here in your chair. What are you saying? I mean, obviously, I think you're seeing the same kind of data that Bill is. Is this an illustration of just how divided the nation is? Are we in for a night that's going to go past 3 a.m.?
I think some of the division
I can hear it way better now.
In my study is even bigger gender gap.
My friend Toki.
This election be a lot more chilling better with male voters than Romney did 4 years ago, and Mrs. Clinton's doing slightly better with women voters than Obama did 4 years ago. That's making for a very tight election.
All right, Fred Yang, Bill McIntosh, we've got Peter Hart over in the corner. We're going to come back and chat a little bit more about these key swing states of Michigan, of Florida. This is our working newsroom, by the way. This is sort of, again, the engine room of our election center. The notebooks are out, the binders are out, as these guys are digging through the data.
Thanks very much. And, you know, one of the things that we've not talked a lot about in this campaign is the historic nature of Hillary Clinton's campaign. She's not made a big deal out of it, but as we see her perform with women voters,
should have been one.
How does it play?
Yeah, but you know, it's very interesting because in 2008, one of the things that the campaign concluded was that she didn't make more of the historic nature of her candidacy the way that Barack Obama had with his candidacy as the first African American. I think they dabbled in making it more of an issue, more of a focus of a possible appeal to voters. But it never really caught on that way. I mean, if she were elected tonight, of course, it would make history. But I just don't see that as a point of emphasis from her in the campaign as much as you might think it would be.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more from NBC News Election Control in a few minutes.
The fucking commercials are so loud.
Epic.
So epic. Thank you, Donald Trump.
For making commercials
Decision
more
night
epic.
in America continues.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
Chanel Jones in the NBC News Washington Bureau. We have had the polls closed in 14 more states in the last hour. Michigan,
polls closed in 14
Wisconsin,
states, so what, do we have to drink 14 times? Because I don't want to die.
8 more states.
I can't do that.
Trump
I will literally die.
You guys look screwed. We're not drunk, actually.
North and South Dakota, Wyoming, and the Lone Star State, Texas, were 38.
Oh, thank you, Warlord.
NBC News is projecting Hillary Clinton, the winner in her home state of New York, good for 29 electoral votes. A key state, New Hampshire, is too close to call at this hour, and that's where we find Tammy Leitner in Hollis. Tammy, it's very loud where you are. Set the stage for us this evening.
Hey, Chanel, we are in Trump country.
What the fuck is Trump country?
I am in a winery in Hollis, New Hampshire, and most of the people in this room
are drunk.
Trump fans. Take a look around here. They've got a comedian. They've got a live band. And there's 150 people or so. Lots of food. The wine is flowing here. People are having a good time.
Medical marijuana passed in Florida?
About a week ago, Ivanka Trump was here in this very winery. She was answering some questions. Big news from people. I guess they like the comedian behind me. I'm not sure how much you can hear, but what I was saying is that Ivanka Trump was here about a week ago. And
this is awkward. Look, she's almost as orange as Trump is.
He's a lot of excitement.
He's into do it again.
State of New Hampshire, they have been hitting it hard because you know what? This is a state where anything can happen and everybody is on pins and needles waiting to hear.
Ew, Trump people.
We can hear you, so don't worry. But I have a question for you. I was looking at some of the past results. From 2008, Obama carried the state with 54%.
Oh my God, Alex, you match my chair like perfectly. Bless your soul. Or lack thereof.
26%.
Look.
So what's changed? What are you hearing from some of the voters there?
Twinsies.
Close.
The entire day from 6 a.m. when the polls opened until 8 p.m. when our poll closed, and we spoke with every voter that we could. And you know what I can tell you? I can tell you this is one divided state. It was really nearly 50-50. A lot of avid Trump supporters, but just as many Clinton supporters. And that's why this state
was weak. Sorry.
It's going to really come down to the wire and be a tough one to call.
So it's fair to say they're jubilant where you are pro-Trump, but there's a party somewhere else where people probably are just as amped about Clinton then, right?
Oh, there's no doubt about that, but I can tell you that this room thinks they are backing the right candidate, just like probably that room does.
All right, time will tell. NBC's
like probably everyone does.
In with us and screaming over that large crowd.
This is an opinion.
So lose her voice like I am. All right, joining us now is Jennifer Lawless from American University. I mentioned earlier.
I don't watch the news and like
about female
candidates. I fucking hate this.
I want to ask you, our colleague Hallie Jackson showed a poll earlier this evening. It showed 51% of voters are bothered a lot by Trump's treatment.
This reminds me of the South Park episode.
I'm sure South Park is gonna.
Oh, South Park has an episode for both candidates, like either their elections, that they're gonna drop like.
How do you explain that?
Partisanship trumps everything else, no pun intended. So this is a situation where
that made me want to die.
Yeah, both of us are just like, about 90 or 92% of them were supporting her. And the overwhelming majority of Republicans, upwards of 90%, are supporting Donald Trump. So they can be disgusted by some of the things that he says, but at the end of the day, he has an R in front of his name.
It's interesting, I just actually got a text from one of my friends. She's finally, for the first time, allowing her kids to watch what's going on tonight. There have been so many classrooms, my mother's a teacher, where they have decided not to let the kids follow the election. And
I can't hear what's on
where we are.
That's right. We've seen some of the most hate-filled, vitriolic language we've ever seen.
That's because no one's talking right now.
We've had a 24-hour news cycle that shows us these terrible things.
No, unfortunately, if I was, I could probably hear it better.
Misogyny, racism, Islamophobia on full display. So tonight really means.
Are you both fucking deaf?
I wasn't listening to you. I was paying attention to this.
And pulling back no matter
who wins. I'm gonna punch you.
They're going to have a divided America that somehow we have to move forward.
That's right. Tomorrow morning, hopefully, half the country is going to be generally upset about the outcome. The question is which half.
All right,
you lost your privileges.
And the states again, very tight races tonight. Colorado, Arizona, Michigan, and Minnesota.
We can't drink every time there's a state.
Yeah, she just listed like 5.
Is Spooky just look at Spooky just rolling around the bed? Such a hard life.
Decision night.
Little toe beans. Oh, my little toe beans.
Look at him. Can you not let him sleep though? Because he's gonna fucking wake me up all night. Bring him over here. Spooky's not allowed to sleep when we're not sleeping.
Spook.
Yeah, that's how Dexter is.
Spooky has a French accent, by the way, that Alex imitates all the time.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Do his accent. What's he thinking right now?
I was trying to sleep. You wake me up to watch your American politics. You would have long ago cut this Trump's head off with a guillotine. Would have been no problem. No Hillary, no Trump. They would all be dead.
41,000 vote difference there. Michigan.
Oh, occupy what? Occupy our cannonballs. Fuck you. Yeah, France.
Ohio, too close to call.
And that's what Spooky is thinking right now.
He's a pre-Napoleon Frenchman.
I feel like Dexter just sounds
That's why he takes shit from nobody. Because like people say like the French are pussies. That's only after Napoleon. Before Napoleon, the French were like assholes. They'd fuck anyone up.
Okay, we're drinking every time they say too close to Paul.
New Hampshire right now.
Dexter? I feel like if Dexter had a voice, he would sound like Cartman.
Well, it's because like those, you know, the early
And yeah, the room is here, like, and look. This is.
156,000.
The room is quite a bit bigger than the old room.
Trying to understand, explain it to us.
That made me so dizzy.
I'm sorry.
140,000 vote difference.
This is a better angle. No, put it back over there.
Oh, yeah, this looks, you know, this looks a lot better right here.
You can see him too?
Because that looks nice.
And not me.
During the stream?
And not me at all.
That looks good.
It's good. That's fine. I'll stay over here.
How much
vote
is left? And what percentage?
Alex likes it better when you're not on
If
stream.
there's 400,000.
Fine.
Okay.
The girl on the phone hasn't drank anything in a long time. She has to chug.
Me? Yeah, you. Not fair. No idea how much I've actually drank.
Net 140.
Her drink is like really strong. She doesn't know how to make mixed drinks.
Now let's talk that to where Florida is.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
I know people on the
stream.
like the size of my living room? We have 2 living
It's
rooms now.
about 140,000.
Wait for the house
My
tour.
point is this. I don't know if there's enough votes left for Clinton to win, and I don't know if
So I'm
Trump
gonna
can hang
die.
on. We are looking at a Florida. I don't think it's going to be closer than 537 votes, Nicole, but it is going to be less than a percentage point at this point.
And
it's crazy.
And then it gets down to what was your strategy without Florida. Each of them had one. She, going into this,
that's right,
had a better
look when it goes
more roots.
Right. No, him with Florida, and it's a straight shot. He can do Michigan. He doesn't need both Michigan and Pennsylvania. Never mind, by the way, we still got North Carolina sitting out there that's too close to call. Virginia is too close to call. New Hampshire sitting too close to call. So look.
Okay, we're not doing too close to call anymore.
If you're the Clinton campaign, because of the way the rest of the map looks, you don't want to see Florida go red yet.
And Nicole, if you're the Trump,
they called you birthday girl still.
Oh, and I'm pizza girl.
I told you so.
Lauren.
This was a lot closer than any of us. I'll put myself in this category myself alone, but then
I'm pizza girl.
And
Like the first time we showed you that I shoved pizza in my face.
And it's my face.
Yeah, I said
85% chance of winning. This doesn't feel like that kind of night.
And
Trump supporters, and I know this because I have several families divided right down the
Jesus
middle.
Christ, oh my God, it's so hot.
It's boiling
me.
Felt like there could be a Brexit effect. And we don't have enough information to know if that's the case. Definitely.
What are my legs? My legs are humidified.
You're wearing fucking jeans.
He will prove.
I don't even have pants on.
He does what I do.
Yeah, she told you that.
I mean,
yes, I did.
We knew that we
Several
were going to
times.
have a call this early night.
Because it was in the bathroom?
No,
No.
she said you were
You should have said
Right there.
Yeah.
At least
You had no objections until you were
He said, I don't care. You didn't say
The Trump
anything,
campaign
so I did
didn't
it.
have the same turnout operation as the Clinton campaign.
Now I know.
And we saw
Take it out.
some of the demographic groups, and I think what everybody underestimated
Delicious though.
Pineapple is
the Trump
Delicious.
vote coming.
Yeah, Chantel's wearing my Star Wars shirt,
I think
actually.
we have to start to say, maybe
I was wearing
whether it
like
was
a jacket,
I don't wanna
like
say
a
it was
sweater,
hidden Trump
and it
vote.
was too much.
I just think we didn't have our weights correct, and we didn't realize that he was going to bust through.
When is Alex giving out free mustache rides? Who is this?
Those ruby red counties, and even in ex-urban America.
You know, from the beginning,
What's the name
Donald
on it?
Trump has been running from the ground up, not from the top down. I mean, he's
Rushing something?
to all those people out there who are feeling disenfranchised. I was looking in Iowa the other day. It used to be a very progressive state. You know, it was a state of Harold Hughes, for example,
How do you
and
fit?
John
Not fit in
Colfer
what?
and Dick Clark. Now it's a very conservative evangelical state. They're very uncomfortable with the cultural shifts in this country. Not just the economy, same-sex marriage. They're not happy about that. They're not happy about a lot of things that are going on. So they moved into the right, and Donald Trump came along and
about the gays.
by going down at the bottom level and working his way up. And the fact is
Dropped
that
a mushroom.
astonished everyone from the very beginning of all of this, including the last 48 hours. However, this turns out tonight, it's going to be so.
How do you fit in the Star Wars shirt if it's mine?
What's going on
That's what
with
they
past
said.
futures right now? Yeah, I mean that is just all of the stock markets around the world are cratering.
It should be humongous on you probably because of.
I've had a note from somebody.
I have boobs too. They just hide
I have boobs too.
I know.
God.
The other way in the last 20.
Yeah, you guys eat that pizza. Don't be creepy like it.
Yeah, that's
Out
right.
of the way to the letter, a popular website where people can put together their own electoral maps called 270 to Win. As far as I can tell, it's
I'm not giving out free mustache rides. They cost at least $500.
Work. There's no Florida. Talk to the master. He can walk you through. I think there were 8 miles.
Do you want pizza?
Raleigh, North
Do you want pizza?
Carolina.
Have pizza.
That's going to keep us
Pizza.
here late.
Absolutely.
We're just
Lester,
over here
and
taking
these
out
are
your
the
like, so you
wonderful
don't get that
Republic
pizza.
Observatory, and with me is the executive director of North Carolina.
I said, yeah, thanks for the bread knocked jerks and the buffalo wings
This
full
is a
size.
toss-up steak. How are you feeling? You got butterflies in your stomach?
Well, I feel more nervous than a fish at a fish fry.
I feel more nervous than a fish at a fish fry.
At this point in the evening, urban areas
Did you just
tend
say
to come
that?
in.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump looks like he's
Sorry, I got
well
distracted
the
with
win. The
it. My
governor's
nose is
watering, but the governor just went
My
up.
nose is
Normally, when
watering.
you go up,
You mean
going that
running?
way across, you don't
My
go
nose
back
is
down.
watering.
I will just tell you a couple of
That's why
things.
I'm not chugging my
We were
fucking
up
drink.
as Republicans 100,000 votes. Over 2,000.
Oh my God, they find the most hillbilly guy in the state,
The
apparently.
Democrats were down 22,000.
That's the early voting, but now you got the voting today.
Well, right, but you have to remember that Republicans win election day. Democrats win early voting, and they did win early voting.
And that's what you did in 2012. And 2008, Barack Obama took the state. You think that Trump is going to take it quickly?
I do believe that we're going to win Trump, Burr, and McCrory tonight. Close races, but a good night for the Republicans.
They're cautiously optimistic here. Lester?
All right, Raheem, thanks very much. Mariana Alexia right now. She is in Miami right now with a family who's nervously watching.
They were all like this. They all talk like this.
I didn't know you were Jewish since my grandma escaped from Poland.
Lester, you know, with several families, in fact, at this local watch party in Miami, many of the people you see behind me are undocumented. Some are voters, and as you can imagine, the mood here grew incredibly tense.
We have an information
started to tighten. Like many Latinos across the country, for many of the voters here, their main motivation was what they call the Trump effect or the Trump factor. Mainly the Republican candidate stands.
Why? Because your nose is watering?
And as you have been covering throughout the night, we have seen a record turnout by Latinos in several battleground states. Here in Florida, a 75% increase in voting by Latinos compared to 2012. But just the fact that Donald Trump appears to be leading in the polls now just brought back the issue of immigration to a gathering like this.
That was everyone. No, that was everyone.
It's not the only issue Latinos care about, but it is a very personal one. And you can see it right here. Many of these families holding hands, they even held a prayer not too long ago as they anxiously await these election results. And fear, Lester, their families could be split up if Donald Trump, in fact,
these are really spicy.
All right, Mariana.
I cannot believe there are people religiously praying that either of these candidates win.
Well,
I can't believe it. I want to pray that Trump wins.
We're just going to do it. We're not.
My eyes are about to water too. Like, wow.
Even Trump earlier remotely Georgia, an exemplary example
leading in Ohio. He's
anything
with 248.
Fuck you.
Let's assume Arizona sits at 259 there. He's not leading in New Hampshire. We do have this Nebraska situation. I don't know why we haven't. It's split. It's split, but it should be. He's already gotten those that we're aware of. So let's do
Nevada's sitting out there.
Nevada is sitting out there. We're going to keep it. So that's what's sitting here. But this assumed Michigan. So watch.
They're perpetually hungry. Accurate.
Now let's give her New Hampshire for now. She does.
Tearing through that pizza like you're ghost feeding off the essence of life. I'm so into that.
We have Michigan.
This one doesn't have any tile on it.
She needs one of these states.
Give it to Alex.
Back to North Carolina, that would do it. As you can see here, now Michigan, let's take Michigan away, and it's a different situation. But this is what we're seeing.
This one has a
by the way, and there's some things.
Ridiculous amount of all. They're just like, hey, fuck you.
269.
Now put two other slices
You would right here are simply move in Colorado, and then you would have here 3 extras. I think Nebraska
there's like
got messed up on our map here, so we will just neutralize them. But this is that should be red. It's already counted in the total here. So point
Unless
is,
I'm already drunk.
this is precarious. This map.
Okay, I made my drink as strong as Lawrence, 90% rum, 10% Dr. Pepper.
Right. This is no longer if he's really make your drink strong in Ohio.
Yeah, no, I'm not. What a baby smell it.
Suddenly we could be
She doesn't make a mixed drink. She does shots. So when you try and get her to make a mixed drink, she fucks it up royally.
6 shots in that. And like,
if you're a junkie, it's gonna be a fun night. I mean, we are dividing up this map in ways that we haven't seen. 269 is in play.
Did anyone else hear him say that?
No. The story is writing itself. You okay, John?
He said it's going to be a long night. If you're a junkie, it's going to be a fun night. Did anyone else hear that?
So it's okay. I can just go back because
I may need to borrow. We continue to monitor those states that are still too close to call. We'll bring them to you as soon as we get word from our.
Who are you?
This could happen anytime.
With the rum.
Stay with us. Our Decision Making America coverage continues here on NBC.
Did he say if he's a junkie?
That's what I said. If you're a junkie, it's going to be a fun night. Is that not what he just said?
No, it's a friend of mine.
Who?
Jack.
Hello.
The one that one on Facebook has the Arabic name.
I'm excited.
It's because I tagged you. That's why I tagged you. I want everyone's friends to come watch our stream.
Woman is running.
Your friend's here.
Mine?
No. I'm right here.
I think the stakes are so high. The stakes are so high.
I get the joke.
I mean, you know, like, my parents are here on documents. To me, it's like, it's super personal. You know, like, it could mean the potential breakup of my family.
They feel like we know who you are.
Jacqueline, get Jared in here.
Try to get over
Does he work tomorrow?
Who's that?
So they just had to wait their turn. And now I hope it's our turn. Oh, first like president.
Watch yourself.
And God willing, me in a few days.
And apparently you can't hold liquor for shit.
I would
You know,
live
fuck
to
it.
see a black man president and a woman. A white woman, it doesn't matter, she's a woman.
That's horrible.
To me,
it doesn't matter, she's a woman. As long as she has a vagina, I'm gonna vote for her. Because I'm gonna die, like, next week.
you want me to say it again? Should I say it?
Dude, seriously? Did you not hear or see any of that?
I saw it and heard all of it.
Yeah, so, exactly. It doesn't matter, she's
not
a woman.
PC at all. Like, she doesn't care if she offends ever.
He's off in the other room watching less important streams. Ow, the fucking commute.
What?
The commercials are so fucking loud.
That hurts so bad.
Oh my god, can I just do like 7 slices of pizza? I think I just ate like 7 slices of pizza.
7?
I don't know. I ate more than half.
There's still 3 in there.
There's 2.
2 is okay. 2 in there.
I had 3.
There's like 6.
That's a vehicle occupancy plaza outside our city.
There's 8 slices
Here in New
each,
York
and I
on what
had
is
4,
a dramatic night
5, 6, 9, 6 slices.
Holy shit, I'm impressed. How did you eat that fast?
I just like live with Garrett, and I have to eat that fast, or he eats everything.
This is a night about the battleground states. We knew
Battleground
but
states.
it is far closer than many.
God, I'm gonna explode.
Florida right now. Too close to call.
Okay, do not want to see more.
1,000 vote difference. Let's look
God
at
forbid I don't drink.
Clinton went to defend down the stretch of 50.
I'm too dragged to drink.
It's too close to call. Ohio.
Yeah, before I drive,
Perennial battleground state. Too close to call. You see the difference there? North
God, I might work at Lazy Moon.
Listen to Ghost to Call. We've got the off the list, right?
Story in Georgia, a state that Clinton was hoping to turn blue, very close there as well.
They're like, hey, you want jalapenos?
New
We're
Hampshire.
going to be worst
New Hampshire
jalapenos
right there.
ever
1,300 votes. Separate
want
the
them to
two
be
of them,
spicy?
and Pennsylvania.
Can someone give me my phone charger from right there?
Hillary
What?
Clinton made her big finish last night. A lot of drama
Well,
here on
she was
this
supposed to bring it earlier.
night.
She never
And,
did, so I'm asking her where she is.
Here's where things stand. Based
Wait, where's the
based on
plug?
the projections we've made so far.
It's down there.
137 in the Trump column,
Yes,
104.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Don't be racist, Chantel.
Map right now, unfolding on the ring below us. That's a swath of red.
Don't be
a lot of
racist.
gray still
It could be so
unfinished,
much
which will
worse,
tell the
though.
story of
Okay, Lauren,
Someone
let's
says-
not
hanging
get
out there,
worse.
literally hanging out there in Florida.
Poor Chantel fending for herself in her home, fighting for the right to live, fighting for nutrition.
What's left?
What? Dadass Chantel.
She died.
Who remembers this mythical 50,000?
Because they said I have to eat that fast to
switches,
live
so,
with my
you know,
boyfriend.
Alyssa can't bring it here because she doesn't want to
The
move.
Broward vote has continued to come in. We're now at about 75, 80% of the Broward
does
vote
she-
is in. And she is not
Wait,
going back out.
what
Nowhere
does
else
she
you
want
think
us to
there's
come in
not
there?
a
Does she
lot
want
left.
someone to come retrieve it? Like, what is
precinct in
happening?
Miami can be worth
She
can
never
100,000
wants
votes
to
in
get
it.
out of bed
So
anymore.
that does happen in those big
That's
counties, so you don't know for sure, but I don't
That's
think she needs, as I
You
said,
said it out
she's
loud,
still
not me.
behind 140,000
I don't have to feel bad.
She needs to hope there's,
I
keep
I
saying
don't get the
100,000 votes
first
remaining, and she wins them
She
70.
never was like-
500,000 votes, and she wins them 65-35. But I don't know if there's
Doing
enough votes.
What about the other too close to call states?
Too
to
tired.
go here. In North Carolina, you still have a ton of, there's just too much vote outs to say. I mean, I take the Republican Party spokesperson, Dallas Woodhouse's word for it that, you know, you'd rather be Trump than Clinton right now, but still too much. I can tell you in Virginia, I think if we can go down and show Virginia right now, it's narrowed to like 11,000. And this one is
I
now
don't
starting to look
understand
like she is
how I just ate
likely
that much
to
pizza
end
and my
up
mouth
getting what she
doesn't
needs
itch.
here. As you see, It's now 10,000, but we're still waiting for a bunch of Fairfax, Northern Virginia.
It's some ingredient
So
in
we're
some
ingredient in
pizza.
certain type of pizza. But by the smallest of margins, and we have to wait to
Does
see
that,
if these folks actually turned out. But
pizza place don't
Virginia
make it
is
out?
trending our way narrowly.
I don't know. I don't fucking know what you guys ordered.
We may be up. We may be around that way. It may be Michigan. Michigan is going to be the linchpin. If he wins Florida, and North Carolina, and Ohio,
You could be drinking with us.
we're going to be sitting here waiting on Michigan.
Some sort of condition about Michigan 5 days ago.
I wouldn't count Pennsylvania yet, but I still would rather be heard.
Yes, that is literally what it's called. That is that's what it's
Hey,
called.
Lester, I'm joined here by filmmaker Michael Moore, who has spent months really diving into the mind of the voter. You're a Hillary Clinton supporter, but you have initiatives where you're supporting Donald Trump, particularly in Michigan.
Well, back in the summer, I wrote an essay called Breakfast States, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, that the working class that has been
I'm gonna die by
What is that haircut?
and attacked and
That
their
is
livelihood
great.
That is clinging to
really
your
couple
youth.
decades.
Is that
They're at the
more?
point where they're
Yes.
so angry and full
Oh
of so
my
much
god, it looks like
despair
a scrotum.
that I can see that they can use
See how fat people's scrotum.
anger
That's really bad.
exercise.
God damn,
Call it a
Lord.
middle finger.
You're not doing that right now.
Yes,
I'm gonna gross.
that they
Take care of
just
that.
and blow it up, only to find out
Can I do that? Can you
His nostrils
that
does this.
they're going to be.
He's going on
He's not only going to
international television.
He has no idea how to rebuild it.
So when we talk about a state like Michigan, which came on sort of late in the game,
After having not made a point.
incredibly close and potentially a turning point for Donald Trump. You're a guy who knows Michigan pretty well. Are you surprised by that?
Not at all. No, I mean, it's been my fear. I've been trying to help people. We have to put special focus on Michigan, on Ohio, Pennsylvania. These are the people I grew up with. I know what's going on here. They're being manipulated by a con artist. That's what Donald Trump is.
Oh, he's already been. He just pulled himself out of the mouth.
Bring their jobs back.
Listen,
You guys are talking
And
mad
he's
shit.
really-
About Clinton or Trump?
He's a dying dinosaur. His way of doing things, and that's the old America. We're into it.
Oh my god.
I was mimicking the guy's nose.
Thank you very much, former Bernie Sanders supporter.
Like
Now
it says,
Clinton
Chantel,
supporter.
yeah.
Lester, we'll toss it back to you. Over
His
on the
nose is
other
like his
side.
nostrils are up here.
Thanks. Up next, we're going to get a live report on the ground in what is perhaps the most surprising battleground state of the
Battleground state.
Plus, we're awaiting poll closings in 4 more states, including Nevada. Stay with us.
4 more states, my god. You should have visited. It's 10 o'clock at night. I used to live
It's not 10 o'clock at night in all of the states.
You're right. I counted, okay? Just now. I was like, wait. I guess in Nevada,
You
no.
muffle on those boots?
Failed.
Yes. Well, this one might be. Just the one? Oh.
No, Alex is in the league.
Hey, drink.
What did it say?
It said Evan McCullen.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know who that is, but I just saw it.
Who?
Evan McCullen.
Alright, whoever that is.
McMullen.
Oh, McCullen.
Edward Cullen.
You tried.
To ancient times and distant music. I have played Quelf. To ancient times and distant music.
Twice.
Say it again and say it again.
Yep, twice. Do it again.
No one else knows. I don't think anyone else has played Quelf enough to know what that is.
McMullen.
But yeah, I fucking love Quelf. To ancient times and distant music.
Yeah, no, I played this because that's the
Do you
thing.
remember
like,
To ancient times
every
and distant
time-
music? Yeah.
It's a rule
You guys
card.
deserve to drink then.
Your
Twice,
fucking
because it
Every time you drink, you have to say To ancient times
mom
and distant
deserves
music.
a drink.
This is a sick game you play.
She's drunk.
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
I hope not.
I am. Not.
Yeah, those
Oh, you guys totally made me not as drunk as I was. Oh my goodness.
Someone go to Alyssa's room and retrieve the item, but don't put it on stream, please.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I know. But if you're not drunk, you should be able
What
to hold
item
it out
is
of
it?
stream. It's an important item, you'll see.
It's a very important item.
Do I
You need to fix your makeup because your eyes are watering and you got
You need to fix your makeup because you look fucked.
You're not
actually saying what she's doing it. And
If you
then
don't actually understand, it doesn't matter what you say. You already don't.
The item.
Remember you said you wanted to get it out.
The item, the specific
If you
item.
already,
Yelled at for being too loud or not loud?
Let's go to Katie.
if you already don't contextually understand what it is, then you already aren't allowed to have any.
I'm not listening to you.
All right.
Confident in where they stand at this moment. They still concede that this is going to be a tight race, but it's looking even better than it ever has, frankly. Their eyes are on Florida right now.
Ew!
Sources are telling us.
I don't want your dirty, nasty fucking breath on me.
That it's a they will win it. They're holding their breath and they're waiting on more results from Broward County. A source in Virginia.
Broward, not Broward.
Virginia Beach, they believe that they could see
Hammer time?
a bit of turnout in that area. After they go from Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Iowa, then they're going to go on and keep their focus on Michigan. If they can turn Michigan, they are going to feel very confident about this race. They have said
if you stand up
now that they believe Michigan
if you stand up, you may have it.
Acceptable to Donald Trump's message, his jobs message. They believe it's one that cuts across demographics. One that it won't matter what race you are. You'll want to vote for jobs rather than vote along party lines, and they believe that they're going to be able to do that.
All right, let's go to Andrea Mitchell. She is at Clinton headquarters. How are they reading these numbers, Andrea?
They are about as nervous as every other Democrat around. Look, this place is so down. They're playing videos and also coverage. Now there's a cheer that's out because Virginia Original, as you know, there's a APC happening in Fairfax County in Richmond. But the fact is that the results in Michigan and in Ohio and in Florida are really depressing the media. That's the first year I've heard here, basically all of life, for anything other than an East Coast state like
I just ran into the bed. I didn't do anything else.
The movie is very, very depressing. And the fact that they're going to have to look back at what they didn't do. They had a 2-to-1 on television.
She's finally going to give Alex the beating he deserves with a big pink dildo bat. Who is me? I'm so into it.
And they've got a lot of thinking to do.
Don't, because he's probably into it too.
If this thing does go against them.
Ew, you're fucking sick.
A minute ago, and they had.
Is Florida, Trump state, has Florida come through?
First time that she took
Florida's
the lead,
not,
they were looking
it was kind of like tied, I don't know.
There it is. There. She took the narrow lead, and I can just tell you my own history
What state is
doing
this? Virginia.
We know where this is headed, but wow. It's close. She had to work for it.
She had to work for it. Wow.
7 o'clock out west. Calls about to go to more states. Stick around.
I think she might have won actually.
Coverage continues on a dramatic night.
If Virginia goes blue, that'd be fucking amazing. That's a dream.
She's
That's what I'm
winning.
saying. All these red states are going to go blue this election. That's why Hillary has
Decision night in America.
California.
Stop calling it decision night. It freaks me out.
California is not going to go Trump.
The race across the country is
like,
extremely
a whole bunch of red states.
no, maybe not. Let's take a look here. Donald Trump with 137 Hillary Clinton trailing with 104. She needs to catch up if she's going to win, but at this hour, we have a number of key states still too close to call. Some of the states, fun facts to keep in mind. First, North Carolina. Listen to this. The last time a Republican won election while losing North Carolina was Dwight Eisenhower back in 1956. How about Virginia? The last time a Republican won the election while losing Virginia was Calvin Coolidge in 1924. Florida, again, without saying how important Florida is. Also close tonight, Ohio and Michigan. And that's where we find Kevin Tibbles in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It is loud there. Set the stage for us, Kevin.
Well, Chanel, I'm in a local pizza joint here, which is a great place for people to go after they vote. This happens to be a party that's being held by the Republicans. And all of a sudden, Michigan, which is a state that people assumed was going to go one way, all of a sudden Michigan seems to be in play this evening. Both candidates actually made their way through this state last night. Donald Trump actually spoke here in Grand Rapids after midnight last night as he wound down his campaign. People here in Grand Rapids have felt lonely.
What are you calling, Lycan?
Because they voted Republican while the rest of the state, a very heavily union-populated state, voted Democrat. Tonight, they are suggesting that they are seeing a swing take place. They are suggesting that not as many people voted in the Detroit area as were expected.
She's like, well, I'll sit back now.
People here seem to think that Michigan, along with Ohio, might actually breach the sort of democratic
This is like our league games, I know. We're just like fucking losing.
This is taking so many.
We're fucking like horribly losing halfway through. Like
anti-trade, anti-immigration message. Is that enough to sway voters his way? Clearly, it is for a lot of them.
Doesn't matter who wins. The world is losing.
Again, because we're talking about a state filled with auto workers, we are talking about a state that's filled with union workers, and it's also a rural state. I actually think that the message here.
My hand's like really red.
I have headphones in so I can't hear you, but I just see you doing a lot of weird hand motions. What are you doing?
First of all, why am I so veiny? Holy shit.
Oh, you're just looking at yourself.
Look veiny as hell.
You look like that IRL.
Do I really?
Look at yourself.
I don't see myself.
You have like fucking veins everywhere.
Do I really look this
You look like an alien.
All of a sudden,
bad thing?
Hey, the chair's a demon, but it's a cool demon. It gets to cradle very precious cargo.
Is this a bad thing? This is bad.
High blood pressure, maybe?
Joining me once again is Jennifer Lawless from
Well, my hand is so red.
Let's talk about what's going on in Michigan, and really, frankly, what we're seeing around the country.
Everyone like this in person.
Yeah, every battleground state right now is too close.
Battleground state.
No one says anything to me. Like, you walk in and meet me, and you're like, wow, you should go to the hospital.
Really more resonating in the state. Nobody seems to have that. So
Alex is lit AF.
Campaign. They were hoping that he's been able to win by now Virginia or possibly North Carolina or Florida. And in fact,
send it somewhere so it goes out.
Certainly bad news.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of the early polls, when I was doing all my prep work, you see all my note cards here, a lot of the early polls showed Clinton with the lead in Michigan. So let's talk very quickly about Trump's message to the voters there and why you think it's resonating. Well, it's important to keep in mind.
Do you guys like how Alex isn't on stream at all when I look like this? Isn't that better?
Trump's message at the end of the day.
Oh God, you ruined it.
Again, and whether that means by bringing better jobs or creating better trade deals, that kind of abstract message seems to have resonated. The voters.
The candle until the candle goes out.
You think Hillary Clinton's campaign behind the scenes, are they biting their nails at this point?
I think they're probably not popping.
So you have two sets of lights in your
What has to
bathroom. One
happen?
set doesn't work, the other set turns on lights and the fan.
Well, so it's Hillary Clinton wins Virginia. I think that's
They burn out literally
good
within.
news for her.
What lights?
You have two sets of lights in your bathroom, and one set is
Where's the first set?
It's up above the shower in the tub.
Oh shit, I didn't know that existed.
It is going to be a long
Fuck, I gotta replace those.
4 more states with polls
Because the
closing
other set turns
in
on
the
the
next
fan as
few
well.
minutes.
Well, I know that, and it's fucking annoying. I thought that was the only one in there. Oh my God, sweet.
NBC News.
Wait, do I need a ladder for that?
Results, and now
Fuck.
back to Lester Holt
I have stilts.
for continuing coverage.
Probably not, because you're gonna have to be on stilts on the tub, and that would be a bad idea.
Okay, you stay on the tub, I'll be on your shoulders.
That's even worse.
Okay, backwards then. I'll be on the tub, you be on my shoulders.
That might be better. I still feel like it's a bad idea.
I don't know. You have no balance, but you're not used to it.
Why don't I just bring a ladder over? Wait, does that fit my top?
Yeah, I wish we could do this on Twitch, right, Carnage? This is nice, actually, just sitting around bullshitting, right?
Welcome back, everyone. It's 10 p.m. in the East.
I'm not doing my free cams.
Live from ABC News election headquarters in New York, and this, folks, is a
I'm sure they do.
race for president.
You can't. You're a boy.
I can do it briefly.
No, you're not allowed to be.
If he shaved his facial hair, he could totally be on my free cams.
You have to submit your ID.
Vote total.
Really?
I can Photoshop, hello. I can Photoshop. How do you think Facebook doesn't know my real name?
But
too early.
Why would you say that?
It's a three-way race with McMullen.
Oh God, I'm so scared that Facebook is gonna watch this.
NBC News projects that Donald Trump will win in Montana. And we can perhaps take a look now where we stand in that race to 270.
150 Trump, 104 Clinton for electoral votes needed to win.
140 Clinton with
140 Clinton.
We're also watching
104,
one of
just
the
said.
states you're watching where things are close. The state of Pennsylvania.
Florida's not announced, California's not announced.
I'm confused by everything because
there's a lot. Clinton is 104, Trump is 140 for the total.
Trump 140, Clinton 104.
Clinton voters.
That's terrifying.
Kate?
They're both evil, so
Hey, right outside of Philadelphia, Montgomery County, which I said earlier, is kind of an area that you really need to watch in Pennsylvania. And it's interesting, we're in a bar, obviously. We got a lot of Trump fans here. I was talking to Lisa.
Why are all the Trump fans in bars?
Tell me again, you were telling me that you didn't even want to put a sign out in front of your house because you're a business owner.
But now, how are you feeling right now?
I'm so excited. I am just beyond excited.
She is drunk.
An hourly thing. This is the guy I wanted. This is the guy who's so drunk. This is the guy that's going to fight for us. Why did you vote for him? You've been working with him as a volunteer. He's going to take our country back.
He's going to take our country back from the Mexicans.
You want to just... taxes. Or just all these different
You said to me earlier that you felt like he says the things that other people don't say out loud.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of hearing that.
Like, say, well, he said this about women, he said that.
What is that noise?
What is he said that I don't hear other women saying about men? You know, women talk about men all the time.
Why is that my fault?
I've never heard a woman say they're going to grab a guy right by the dick.
Whole table full of Trump supporters, but let me pivot over here.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, women say that sometimes.
Okay, you're friends with some shitty ass women, Alex.
But you can see what's happening. How you feeling?
I'm a little bit surprised about Florida being so close. I don't like to go back to a Bush Gore thing where they have to recount the votes.
I've never heard a woman say that, so you need to reevaluate your whole entire fucking life.
I'm not talking about friends, I'm talking about people I know of.
Reevaluate your fucking life.
I think this county might go for Montgomery County might go.
Because there's a giant gap. Because you're hiding behind
Illinois.
Okay. You're from Philly. Okay, well, we got a mixed crowd in the bar, but why did you vote for her?
Well, actually, I didn't vote because I'm not American.
But I'm not American. I have a particular.
You're at a bar.
So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lester, I would say it's very loud in here. There's a DJ playing behind me, so we can't really hear all of our coverage, but we've got it all on the screens, and people are glued to the screens. Just a note about Pennsylvania and where we are. We're hearing that the lines were so long in some places that people are still voting. Even though polls closed technically at 8 o'clock Eastern time 2 hours ago, people are still in line. In certain parts of the state, I'm hearing Adams County, I'm hearing around Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia, there are still lines out there. Lester?
34% was voting in Pennsylvania. Clinton in the head. Kate, thanks very much. We have another projection coming out told us New Mexico. NBC News projects that Hillary Clinton will win the 5 electoral votes in the state of New Mexico.
Her picture is terrifying.
Let's go to Hallie Jackson right now, who is digging deeper into some of these numbers on this very, very tight race right now.
Professor Umbridge.
Yes, and we're looking at.
Why did she wear all pink in that picture?
It's extremely close in our
Why did she always look like Chairman Mao?
We've been talking about that all night. We want to focus on what's driving this close race in these states. And in Michigan, at this moment, our exit polls are showing it appears to be white voters without a college degree. Look at this column here, the Republican candidate. The Republican candidate in 2012 got 55% of the vote. Donald Trump right now is doing better, up 6 points. So he is overperforming the Republican from 2012, Mitt Romney. And look at the Democratic candidate, of course, Hillary Clinton. In 2012, Barack Obama, the Democrat, got 44% of the vote. She is down 13 percentage points from that position, from where they were in 2012. So that is really what we're looking at and what we're sort of diving into when it comes to Michigan. I want to pull up Pennsylvania now because we're taking a look at the age gap, right?
Thank you for keeping track,
under the age of 30, the so-called millennials.
I appreciate you posting it.
The turning out, they're breaking out for Hillary Clinton by 55% to 39%. It is the reverse of that when you look at voters over 65 going more for Donald Trump. He's got about 50% of the vote. She's got 48% of the vote. And then in another key battleground state, we want to look at the race breakout in
battleground state
up here. Those voters in Florida who have a favorable opinion of Donald Trump.
Really?
What voters in Florida do have a favorable opinion. 1 in 4 Hispanic voters roughly have a favorable opinion. But only
they said Hispanic, by the way, blue team.
That same way. And this demographic here, the African American vote, the Hispanic vote,
Hispanic again.
Crucial to what we see in Florida when it comes to turnout. I did
this chick's finally like
the Trump campaign who said
Clinton needs that penta
with the Hispanic vote right now, and that is a good sign for that. Lester?
Hallie Jackson, thanks back to that was Mike Murphy, NBC News political analyst who served as senior strategist for John McCain's first campaign for president in 2000. This was going to be an early evening, you say?
Yeah, anything but. I thought it would be an early evening. Florida State, I worked a lot. Most of the political examples would be a 2 to 3 point early picture box, and that would set the time. Instead, Florida now.
I'm in red team.
Mike, I'm going to ask you to hold on because we have another call here. The state of Missouri. And NBC News projects that Missouri will go to Donald Trump.
Hey, did you tell Jared to just call when he gets here to ring the
Let's look at where things stand right now. There's
yeah, he would never ring the doorbell.
Okay, it was definitely
show the where we stand on the race to 270. There it is right now.
What? Pizza guy. I got a message, but it's happening.
Race to 270.
I can't tell Jared anything because I can't post it, so it'll be off sync.
Is the pattern is unlike anything I've seen in Florida politics before. You get a more urban Republican area like Jacksonville, Duval County. Trump's doing horribly. He's doing under Romney in the bigger Tampa counties. But you go north of Tampa to the exurbs, he's off the charts.
Can you guys sing Rihanna's song? Who's love Rihanna?
And that's moving the whole state.
Who are you? I want to know.
There's more of her.
I can sing Know When You Life Heart too.
Yeah, I don't think she's will be able to make it.
So far, he hasn't won anything that we didn't anticipate. But you, Chuck, you're too much of numbers in Florida. You think?
Look, I was like, why are you doing that? I don't want to.
I just, maybe there's some extra vote that we don't know about. And again, I stress that happens. And I remember vividly in 2000 the 50,000 vote error that was discovered late. So, don't forget those things happen here.
I did not expect Florida to do this next.
There's almost every county is Republican. What's out?
Well, it's the big one.
There's only one county that's out that's
that's how Florida map always looks. Like you're seeing the major populated counties
essentially, and it's basically a 50-50 county. There's a lot of Volusia out, but that's not enough for her to gain ground. It's Palm Beach, Miami, and Broward.
Right.
Is there enough vote out there?
Houston mostly votes.
Alex's band should cover Rihanna songs, right?
This gap. Yeah, right. But I have to tell you, the gap grew. She got down to 111,000, and then it's back up to 130. So I don't see.
How's he do a blackout cover?
So now, this last time a Democrat
won
the White House without the state of Florida.
But she's looking at you. Shine bright like a diamond. Rest in peace, headphone users. I am truly sorry from the bottom of my frozen cold heart that Alex exists on this planet.
I really do. That at the end of the day, we're staring at Michigan.
Legitimately frightened me. I was expecting that. We're over here like dancing, and all of a sudden.
What is so fascinating is nobody was talking about Michigan until about 5 days ago.
Except Michael Moore.
No one was talking about Michigan until about 5 days ago.
To his
credit, it's been in the news for a long time.
No one has ever talked about Michigan ever.
We look at Chuck with Florida, but I mean,
5 days.
Trump, they saw something going on in Michigan. They sent him there, and people were saying, what? And then...
What about Flint? You're drawing attention to
problems. Put Michigan on the screen. See where we are.
Somebody's done a lot of governor campaigns in both Florida and Michigan. There's one difference. Michigan has rural counties that are more democratic in many places compared to Sun Belt.
Why?
They have been.
Yeah, they have been. Will Trump really turn that over? And will Detroit vote and Flint what it normally does, or will it be under enough that Trump's overage in some of these places will make it? And Trump is doing well in some of these smaller counties right now at the beginning, but there's a lot of Michigan still out. It's going to be tight.
Who's that clicking?
Well, it's been totally underestimated by those and the so-called pro-establishment. And the people who have been looking at this is the depth of the anger. The depth of the people saying, I want to change. I don't
Michigan sucks.
Roll it across the country. Whatever it takes.
Fuck
we
Michigan.
Want change, and we want big change.
But the other thing we did, and I have to say this, is that I think in general, and the biggest critique on the establishment, and I throw the media in here, as well as the two political parties,
Stop clicking your goddamn pen.
America a bit too much. And I think in hindsight, I said, everybody's been talking about the changing demographics of America.
Clicking their
and the changing
pen, and
face of
it's driving me crazy.
But we've forgotten about rural America, and rural America is basically saying, hello, they are screaming at us to say, stop overlooking us. We're not ready to have just 21st century fly by us.
But some of this has been hiding in plain sight. I mean, Donald Trump came in with a message that was very distinct and very different from Republican orthodoxy, from Republican...
Fuck women!
Republicans have always run as free traders, and they love free trade agreements. And if his message is resonating, this is where it was going to resonate. If it was going to make a difference,
all I can hear is
this is exactly where. So in some ways, ultimately, it's not surprising that now we're focused like a laser on this section of the country.
And building a bit of a new coalition with that economic populism. But will it have long enough legs?
Authorized for general
well, we still have hours to go here. And by the way, if you have a restaurant that delivers breakfast, I'd call them right now.
Joining us now is conservative political commentator and host Glenn Beck, founder of The Blaze. Well, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
That's what he looks like.
Thank you very much. Give us your take on what is happening here, because things are a lot tighter.
They're saying there's no way we're going to know before morning.
Yeah, a lot tighter than I imagined.
That's crazy. And also, what?
You know, I think what Chuck just said was exactly right on the money. We have not listened to, I think Chuck said the heartland, but I don't think we've listened to each other at all. And I know I've been at fault on this.
Oh my God, Warlord, you're so observant. It's ridiculous.
Myself.
Did you read
analyze
it?
What
Okay, I'll read it to you.
Done and what I do.
Chantel has to fight for food. Alex gets a lot of friendly banter hate. Kitty hates what's going on with the elections, and Birthday Girl is seeing a biter that left her with quite the bruise on her exterior thigh.
34% of Americans trust any of our leaders, and that is because they view us as speaking down to them, pontificating, telling them, and
that all does seem pretty sad.
Declaring who they are.
Oh Jesus, tits! It's Glenn Beck. No.
Petros, what's Petros? What are you doing, Jack?
Consider myself a conservative, or to consider myself a Republican tonight. If this is what a conservative or a Republican is, then I'm not part of that. I don't want anything to do with that. But I understand why people are feeling this way. When you have, 60% of the people who voted for Donald Trump don't like Donald Trump, and 54% who are voting for Hillary Clinton aren't happy about voting for Hillary Clinton.
So at the end of this, are you going to have a lot of orphan voters, people that feel
orphan voters? That's a horrible fucking term.
I think the majority feel that way. Even those people who voted for either one of these, they're not happy with it.
Oh, well, maybe we should just fucking start over then. Maybe we should have a none of the above option so we can start over, because no one's fucking happy with it.
We need to start reflecting the people and listening to the
Drink
people.
For orphans.
People are entering a time, as we're seeing tonight, beyond reason. They're not listening. When you get into so much fear or so much anger, the mind's mechanism is just to shut down reason. And they're not listening to reason. And we have got to find our way to each other. My goal in the next year is to meet with the people I think I disagree with the most, and not try to talk them into anything, not try to have an argument with them. I just want to listen. I want to be able to say, is this what you believe and why you believe? And when they say yes, then we could even begin to have a conversation. But at least for me, that's a year away before I can have a conversation.
I can see that, Warlord.
We have to start listening to people. If we don't, we're in trouble.
Glenn Beck, good to have you on. Thanks so much for spending some time with us from Dallas there. We continue to monitor the close races still up for grabs. We're waiting more poll closings. Stay with us. Things remain razor thin right now. We've got more coverage of Decision Night in America next.
Decision Night.
Decision Night in America is sponsored by Amazon Echo.
Ask NBC News, when is Inauguration Day? Inauguration date is Friday, January 20th, 2017.
Thank you, Siri.
The NBC News skill on your Amazon Echo to enhance your election night experience.
Is President-elect of the United States. We're back now, and we have a whole run of they all belong to Bill Clinton. He has passed the magic number of 270. The governor of Arkansas, who was once described as being 40 at 16 and then 16 at 40 in terms of his behavior during those ages.
So my computer died.
President of the United States, according
and I got my hard drive removed.
Tonight.
So I still have
pictures. The comeback kid.
I just have to
he
get
is our
a
projected
sled
winner
or something to
as
attach my
President of
hard
the
drive to
United
another
States.
computer
Tonight,
to retrieve
35 days after he first
because
prepared
my
a concession speech, Vice President Al
and
Gore
gone.
will give up his long fight
So
for
I let you know
presidency
I haven't posted
in a
pictures
nationally
yet.
televised speech. And Texas Governor George W. Bush will follow with his first speech to the country
It's
as President-elect. What
I said with my friends Russian name, and
in modern history is now expected to
I told them that
Grace
possibly
and
there could have been
reconciliation.
a
Giving the data to President Bush with his 5 electoral votes gives the president 274 electoral votes. He needed 270 to be reelected, so we are now saying George W. Bush is reelected.
We have news. There will be young children in the White House for the first time since the Kennedy generation. An African American has broken the barrier as old as the Republic. An astonishing candidate, an astonishing campaign, a seismic shift.
Warlord, I don't know how to put Nightbot on here.
Hang on, Chuck. We got some critical calls.
Yes, we do.
Let's see here.
I have to get a
Chantal.
Ohio. President Barack Obama.
Canada's not too cold. I want to move to Iceland.
States for a second term.
Iceland's not as cold as most of Canada. It's an island. It's got the coastal breezes going through it. Iceland's like national average is like.
By the way, Kitty, tell Alex that he's wrong. You're wrong.
About what?
Everything. Probably not everything, but.
Yeah?
Welcome back. A view at the Ring Democracy Plaza. The map slowly filling in. We are waiting for a lot of states too close to call. It's a nail biter of a night. The race to
Alex is always wrong. I agree.
I want to show you a tweet that Hillary Clinton put out a little after 5 o'clock this afternoon. It says, I'm going to try and read it from here. This team has so much to be proud of. Whatever happens tonight. Thank you for everything.
Eat that pizza, Chantal. Turn the volume up now? I thought it was too loud.
We're also watching the Dow futures right now, reacting to this night. The Dow futures down 625 points right now as investors continue to watch what's happening here. This race a lot closer at this point in the night than many people had anticipated, and it's going to keep us up all here quite late tonight. A lot of states.
You don't need to hear what he's saying anyway. It's probably wrong.
At Clinton headquarters. Kristen?
Lester, good evening. I've been talking to top Clinton campaign officials and her top surrogates, and they say they're not panicking. They still insist there is a path to win, even if they don't hold Florida or Ohio. Not that they are conceding.
Florida and Ohio in the same sentence.
The path for them, the states that they are focused on right now, include Michigan, Colorado, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Lester, we spent so much time talking about Pennsylvania. That is her firewall.
Just watch Chantal eat. That's the real show.
Massive rally last night where there's 30,000 people joined by the Obamas and of course her husband. That big unity rally. But I can tell you that I've been talking to Democrats who were invited here to what they were hoping would be a watch party and victory party, and they are candidly acknowledging that they have begun to get nervous.
Warlord, you think Alex is cute?
A very close race. They were anticipating that, but obviously it's turning into a much closer race than they had hoped for. The mood here when this night initially got underway was brilliant. The crowd was breaking out into cheers throughout the evening. Now it has become much quieter. Those moments of cheering.
Why is everyone so concerned about Alex?
Far between. But again,
Alex needs a refill. Alex, you may be wrong, but you're still cute and fun company.
Michigan and Pennsylvania at this hour.
Lauren, drink with me.
Right now, as you see on the screen, Trump leading in the electoral race with 115. This could be, this will be a very long night. We'll be here with you every step of the way, keeping a close eye on those very tight battleground races. More poll closings coming up. I'd like to stay with us.
Alex is a Viking god. I tap that.
I am not a Viking god.
Not even close.
Just too baby god.
Too baby. I tapped the entire channel. Hey, what's up?
I bet you would.
I have a big one.
Mine?
Thank you. Every commercial they do that.
She would too. Oh.
Wow, fucking rude.
I'm on my hair.
He doesn't have the beard to be a god, right? It got so quiet, like for the first time in 3 hours.
I'm getting up to get another drink just so you know it.
will win Ohio. Chuck Todd, watching Let's
I saw you get one drink.
Texas in the
You first stood up here, come back, I didn't see you drink once after that. Apparently you went and got a whole bunch, like a ninja.
Trump, Clinton 109.
We have some similar features, so I gotta say he's cute. I want to know what the similar features are. You're the fourth cutest person in the room. What's the order? I want to know.
Last time somebody didn't win the White House.
Alex is too thin to be a Viking god. They just hang him off the mast of the ship, flailing in the wind.
Is and no Republican.
Oh no!
Trump has done it. Florida's trending his way. North Carolina's trending.
You're fantastic.
This is. I mean, Luke Russert has already tweeted it. Michigan. We're going to be sitting here.
Stop saying Michigan.
Ohio, agree. I was just going to say Ohio is one where the
doesn't
polls
this girl kind of look like
because the polls have
that one chick
shown
from
a tight race, but Trump up a little bit.
The Big
but as you
Bang Theory?
mentioned, I mean, if he's going to put Florida in his column and Ohio, potentially North
Sheldon's
Carolina.
girlfriend.
Now we're looking at the Rust Belt, Virginia, little close for comfort for Clinton.
Look, the Clinton campaign bragged about these firewalls.
No, it's Ohio and Florida.
He said firewall. That's you guys.
I'm about to find out.
Does Pennsylvania remain a firewall?
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he said it twice.
It's so far performing as they expected, not underperforming. So really, all eyes are on Michigan. Although both New Hampshire and Nevada, those go ways that you're not sure, and then we start getting into the funky 269 business. I'm not going to get us there yet.
I don't know. I kind of like Lauren.
Look, there's still a ton of vote in Oakland County, Macomb County, and in Wayne County, which is Detroit. Here's what I can tell you about Michigan and those three. She's winning.
Close for comfort Clinton campaign. Those sly buggers. Fuck yeah, alliteration.
By about 20. That's the old Reagan Democrat home out there. And Wayne, of course, is Detroit, and we just don't know how much vote is in Wayne. Detroit has been a shrinking city, one of the few cities in America that's been shrinking.
Your dad's shrinking
over the last decade.
He's going to need excellent Wayne County, and he'll do well in Western Wayne County, which are working class.
I kind of like Lauren, even though she doesn't class.
He's going to really need to perform there because the rural stuff is going pretty well for him, and Oakland is not that big. It should be a little bigger.
Yeah.
Are we seeing any signs of this? We talked about the silent Trump vote, the ones that didn't show up on the radar in the polls.
I wouldn't call it silent. I think we underestimated the turnout in rural areas, and I think a lot of the polling underestimated it. So is it a silent Trump vote, or is it more it was there? It didn't activate during the primaries in these giant numbers, so I think there was too many of our pros, and I'd love to talk to our pros about it. And it turns out these folks, they maxed out in rural America beyond maxing out.
It vindicates what Donald Trump has been saying about his rallies. Look at all these people, like at 20,000 people in this little tiny section of North Carolina or Michigan or wherever.
Look at
No, I heard something.
The governor of Ohio, a very popular guy, Governor Casey.
I don't mind the trap because Kitty knows she gets first. Chantel helped me out a lot. And we have her booty snap, and I know her better than Birthday Girl, so she's second and Birthday Girl third. Because bruised legs.
I mean, that's extraordinary that is going on.
Booty snap. Look, you don't have the red ears. Alex, you should put the red kitty ears in. Did you guys notice that everyone has kitty ears on except for Alex? And Ben. But you can't see Ben.
Quick break here. We're going to be back more as we continue.
What booty snap? Which one? Probably one of the poison oaky.
Trump portfolio as we watch that race to 270 on our ice at Democracy Plaza. We'll be right back.
Alex, put kitty ears on. Guys, do you think Alex should put kitty ears on? Should he put kitty ears on?
I vote yes. We're voting. Yes. All for yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We automatically win.
No, I gotta know what stream says.
You see a red tie? Not democracy.
Okay, Dear says don't do it, Alex. It's a tarp.
It is Yeah, he's kind of blondie and stuff. My mustache makes up for like a kid.
Yes, the one thing I will vote for this year.
No. Jacqueline's comment right there. Yesenia.
Don't fucking.
I told her to mustache.
That's fucking rude, even if you do it with your pinky.
What is?
Just get your hand out of people's faces. Cat ears on Alex or riot. They're gonna riot in the streets, Alex.
Good. That's what we need in this world.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. Well, let's do it then. After the election, let's go set shit on fire in our neighborhood.
Yeah, we're at a water.
I didn't say that.
Oh, they're literally here already. Here, I'll put one on. I'll put that one on.
Streets. This is Mi Familia Vota.
Alex, just let us do it.
It's a small office.
Just let us.
It's a small organization.
Just let us do it. Just to come to it. Just for a second.
But if things turn
1 second. You're ruining my street.
It'll be because of the efforts of organizations like this. This is a ward. It's completely empty right now. But what they have done here with the coalition of about 14 others is pretty impressive. They say that they have registered.
Kitty got claws. Sorry, Alex. Just let it happen. This is not a democracy. A guy has the right to not look like a teenage drag queen. This is a dictatorship.
Is very keen on what happens.
Fuck the vote. We have more pressing issues. A man must be free. A man must have the right to not wear kitty ears.
Warlord is totally on my side.
Yeah.
You see, this is the room here. They're watching MSNBC here. Clearly,
look, they even got ones that match your outfit, Alex. Just do it.
No, they don't.
People in this state.
They're red and black.
It's blue and orange.
No one can tell. What? Are you colorblind?
Seriously? No, they're
Those
not.
are navy blue.
For the first time.
They are blue, but this is not orange.
They're supposed to be red.
That have been deported. So again, a very personal election for this group here.
The blue black guys, this is orange. This is orange now. Check out this orange next to my orange solo cup.
4%. Even with all of their enthusiasm, what are you hearing? Is it enough?
You're just no.
No.
Oh wow.
To gauge. We've talked to some pollsters. Here's
what the fuck is red? Then your tie is orange.
Oh, your tie is orange. These are orange solo cups.
Orange solo cup.
Oh, my chair is black and orange now.
It's a Halloween chair.
My tattoo is orange.
Hold on.
No, you're gonna throw it or something.
No, I'm not.
No, you get one. You don't deserve
You don't
it.
want them. You don't want them on. You don't have to hold them.
It's only a red she's comparing it to.
There's a lot of momentum
It's not.
in Arizona.
Let's say goodbye. Girl wants to know why I'm watching live tits on YouTube.
Turn this state.
Live tits?
I
My
would
live
be more
tits? Want to see my live tits? Hold on.
Please stop screaming. I would be more concerned if you were watching dead tits on YouTube. So
In the next hour, the polls will close in 5 more states.
It took so much for me to not laugh until I died.
And Washington, leaving only Alaska left. So we have a lot to talk about. Let's bring in Jennifer Long.
yeah, the devil looks orange. I think that's orange.
That one does.
This isn't the same color as
That's
that.
not at all.
To the Latino vote. In 2012, it looks
Same
like
thing.
Barack Obama
Latino,
carried
Hispanic.
71%.
We're counting.
of the Latino vote. The question is how it will turn this time around.
Right, and it seems at this point that Hillary Clinton is only going
Trump is winning. 123 Clinton, 168 Trump.
Barack Obama among the
Out of
groups that she
270.
really needs.
This race, I think, is taking a lot of people by surprise. Frankly, I think they thought Hillary Clinton would carry it by now. I want to look at the women vote back in 2012. 55% of the women backed Barack Obama. What about now?
But that's electoral college.
55%.
Really?
Yes.
Alyssa said, can you lower your music, please? Well, just the bass, not the
Donald
music.
Trump was really pushing away female voters. Doesn't seem to have panned out, at least among Republicans. Democratic women are obviously going for Hillary Clinton, and independents might be breaking for her, but the Republican women are turning out for him.
And finally, there is one key group I know we've been talking about this in the days and months ahead, and that's the education factor. How do you break that down? I see 50% of the college graduates went for Barack Obama. 51%, even with no college degree, went for Barack Obama last time. Obviously, this time,
That's not. Hillary Clinton is still winning among the college educated. About 51%.
She said, oh, that's weird. Must have been a car or something.
College education are breaking for Trump.
all right, so what's the one thing I think we need to keep in mind as far as votes that are still out? California, Florida, Pennsylvania, she needs a win. She needs that win.
She needs several wins. New Hampshire would be nice for her. Virginia just helped, and I'm sure that.
Warlord says that we're neglecting Ben.
This is not the night that the Clinton campaign was expecting yet.
It's going to be a long night, isn't it?
Are we neglecting you?
American University, thank you. We'll see you back here in 1 hour. Now back to New York.
He said he doesn't feel neglected.
More of decisions.
Actually, I haven't heard a sound out of him since I mentioned the bruises. I don't think it has anything to do with the bruises.
168 or 260.
How do you feel, Alex? It's the invisible microphone.
As we come back from a break, we have a new projection.
I still
News
feel like
projects
none of this
that
counts until California gets counted, because like literally
13
California is
electoral
like
votes.
probably, you know,
Here's how it's
like,
shaking out
a little
right
over
now.
a third of the electoral votes in the entire fucking goddamn motherfucking country. Like, it is
Okay,
fucking massive.
we get it. You sound more informed than anyone on the news station.
Trump, 168. Clinton
Because
with
they're all trying to turn up
122.
attention, so you
Begins
keep
to
watching the
fill
entire
in,
time.
but there
But
are some
that you
states
really
in
just
gray
tune in
right
at
there
10:30
who
or
are going to create a lot of upsets.
It's 10:30.
Both campaigns tonight.
This is
Let's go to Chuck Todd
Okay,
right
we're
now,
tuned in.
who is with some of our pollsters to get a little read on what we're seeing here and how we got here.
I'm with Bill McInturk, Republican, Fred Yang, Democrat. These guys are the brains behind the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. So, Bill.
When you leave your vape on the other side of the house, but you're too fat to get it.
Than any of the polling showed, not just
I
ours.
see
all of the
something
polling.
walking around
Is
up there, and I
this
think it's
the result of a hidden Trump
It could be
vote
a shadow person.
or us
It is
underestimating
me, so
what rural
And me.
America would do?
I see them though.
I
Well,
do
I
too,
think it's a
though.
little bit of both.
We never talked about this?
It's that,
I mean,
Donald Trump
I see something outside the door and I don't see that
White
shit,
John
so.
College by literally the mid-30s, higher than Ronald
Well,
Reagan.
maybe you should let Spooky in.
The year 1980, and those people are turning out. And it's aggregated.
You notice how no one else is counting that as an actual thing?
30, 35
Yeah,
points.
It's just so weird, like,
Some of the core urban areas.
She was just doing that, like,
And
she wanted
I
the
think
name, so
that
she's like on stage,
combination
she's
is
just like-
pushing these states. And look, the other thing you want to remember is that Minnesota, Michigan, these are states that still retain a very high percentage of the white vote, very different than other parts of the country.
Fred, how would you answer that?
I would say volatility.
Am I the only one who's bothered by how they keep saying white vote and like uneducated white vote? Like, why does it? No, but I'm just like, does it matter what color their skin is for their vote? Like, is that a thing?
Big difference from the
Plus the fact that Clinton didn't perform as well with white.
It just like irritates me.
Yeah, no.
Add all these things up.
In about like
Tilt
40 to 60 years,
battleground states to the Trump column. Bill, you also had another fascinating nugget in the exit
Well, great. I can't wait until I'm
voters
80.
didn't like both candidates.
Trump's
Yeah, I probably will be too,
45
honestly.
to 27, and here's the shocker, that's 18% of the people who voted who don't like either candidate. That is three and a half times higher than the typical thing we normally see. So you've got folks, 1 out of 5, who don't like either candidate, and they voted for the guy who represents a bigger change.
And not only that, Bill, in the exit polls, 54% of Americans gave
I did not
President
expect
Obama
that guy to look like that based on his voice.
and his designated successor is in a
Really?
50-50
I heard his voice.
Unbelievable. All right, Lester, I'm coming back to the boards, buddy.
Come on back. I want to go on to Andrew
I thought he
Mitchell
represented
right
the
now
white
at Hillary
votes.
Clinton's headquarters here in New York. You know, Andrea, one of the things we've been discussed over the last week or two is this notion of overconfidence. The Clinton folks said they were guarding against it, but clearly there's
she
got to
represent-
be a lot of
she could rep
in that right now.
Louis Vuitton with just her
Well, there was a big cheer that went up with the Virginia Fall. That was a very big deal. And it's interesting that Barbara Comstock, a well-known Fairfax County Congresswoman Republican, won her seat despite the fact that Hillary Clinton is now projected to be the winner in Virginia. The crowd is now being fired up by the governor
I
and
thought their stuff looked
speaking
good, though.
outside this room. But other than that, there have been few speakers who have gotten their attention, so it's been a pretty quiet night.
Here, I'm making this
That's
flawless
it.
tonight. Thank
If
you.
they win Michigan, I was talking to former Governor
Okay.
Jennifer Granholm, who still thinks that it's possible. She acknowledges that the African-American votes in Detroit and Flint were not what they expected. They're still looking for some more Latino votes. So they're waiting to see what happens in Michigan, as you've all been pointing out. That is their hope. They've got to pass, really. I don't really buy the argument about overconfidence. Just traveling with Hillary Clinton and watching how hard they work, the money they spent, and the field of volunteers and paid staff they put out there. I think that they were determined not to leave anything on the table up until her, her final homecoming at 3:30, 3:45 this morning. So I just think that the email controversy and other ingredients that made her less popular, less trustworthy. You just cited
How are they going to play two people talking at the same time? This is making me fucking crazy.
Fact. And when we look back on this, that last minute Comey letter, we don't know this yet.
That is making me fucking crazy.
That last
Why?
minute blow on that Friday really wasn't a momentum kill. And she had to revive and pick herself up.
She says that she doesn't want to get out of bed.
Projection to make in the state of Colorado. NBC News.
Colorado. Come on, Caroline.
Hillary Clinton will win in the state of Colorado.
Still not Gary Johnson or Bernie Sanders.
Let me quickly get.
I want them to show us the percentage of Bernie Sanders.
That's an important one for her.
I just want to know.
But here's what's happened. They're all important for her now, and for him.
A lot of them probably voted for Gary Johnson.
With all due respect to our
actually, all of them voted for Hillary Clinton. So.
The assumption, as of noon today, was that she was 3.5 points ahead. This is not the map that
too many voices, right?
3 points ahead.
And the Republicans in Michigan are a lot like the Republicans in a lot of the southern states that he swept. He certainly had a resonant message.
Why he keeps showing off middle fingers? Because
someone in the Trump orbit knew he had a shot at it.
And right now, you saw there in the race to 270, it's Trump at 168, Hillary Clinton at 131. Chuck is at the map here, continuing to work these paths to 270.
Look, I'm going to put them in here. Let's Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Trump leading in all of those. By the way, our Nebraska, a little glitch. It's all in the system. Just trust me on there.
Just trust me.
Go ahead and put Arizona there, so you see Trump sitting at 259.
Wait, why is it covering a
If it holds, talk to one of our pollsters who's an expert in Pennsylvania. He thinks she wins
they
by
expect
2 points.
Hillary to win it.
So let's go ahead and do that. Now you're looking at what we're looking at here: 259 to 252.
Oh, it's close.
Let's see what happens in
259
Nevada.
to 252.
I'm not as confident about Nevada as anymore, considering what we've seen there. But you can easily start messing around. So Michigan obviously would put him completely over the top here without needing a Nevada and without needing New Hampshire. That's the potential path he now has. This is
okay, Alex, you just lost warlord protection privileges because you flicked
Ohio
him
went his way. You got to assume that Iowa is going to go there too. So, look, I come back here, Michigan. She's now going to need Michigan, say, and New Hampshire, or Nevada, certainly there. But essentially, as Nicole is right, each state is now important to both of them. This is no longer, she's got all these paths to 270. No, she doesn't. Her path to 270 is
you're like really Michigan, fucking mediocre.
And either Nevada or New Hampshire, and she has to win 3 of those 4, and 2 of those 3 can't be Nevada and New Hampshire.
This is Savannah. Give me your take on that.
Well, I think this is firewall time. And you look at some of these states and you see that the Hillary Clinton headquarters and they're cheering for Virginia and they're cheering for Colorado. These are
I give you guys credit.
confident about.
We had to do it really fast.
In August,
that's better.
Change. And I think
much better.
People are going to say, how did polls miss it so much? And I think we're going to find out that they severely underestimated that rural vote, the white non-college.
Oh shit, Alex, you just said your dad's got titties. What?
Oh shit, he said you ain't got no nipples.
That's going to be the difference.
That's something.
This is the most ridiculous stream of all time.
This race changed.
No, don't touch it. You're going to fuck it up.
That initial thing, that's when Republicans galvanized. You noted, Nicole, that's when Trump became a good candidate for the first time in weeks.
Got him.
But
oh my.
Republicans coming home is the other story. Not only have we seen in the excerpts blowing through.
If you're gonna be on my stream, you have to wear kitty ears, which is how it works.
As Bill noted, your college-educated white voter, she's doing well. But she's not doing as well as they expected.
It does work well with the tie, though.
And listen, this is always
totally didn't screenshot that.
Fighting with his own party. That's why it was viewed as so calamitous when he went to war with Republicans. Intra-party fighting.
That's why I didn't want you reading my message to her. So I glanced down. I was like, panic.
It was about the kitty ears.
We were talking about last hour.
Go.
Forget healthcare either.
Yeah, take your hair down. It looks even better.
Thanks. Obviously, their research said go
done laughing my ass off.
for healthcare.
With an assist from Bill Clinton, who said, we all know this law, he said,
do you want the collar or?
No.
Fuel, gave him ammunition.
I'm trying to avoid too many persons a day from going to
period was that he had ammunition and he
I know
he did a very
You're not the only one collecting screenshots.
When the Comey letter hit, he became a very efficient,
Yeah,
very
I'm sure
disciplined,
you are.
almost a traditional kind of
Also,
candidate,
the
and
fuck
this is
yourself.
what it yielded.
I have a picture of him wearing this collar if you want it.
There is a picture, and go ahead, send it to her.
I have a video of them
Put in a
screaming
portfolio of
but I don't want to
Amazement and perhaps a little bit of
4 years worth.
surprise thrown in because
Bite down on the pillow, Alex. Here come those kitty ears.
attending one of the final Donald
Welcome
Trump
to
rallies
YouTube.
here. At any point, did you ever think that Michigan, it might actually come down to Michigan.
Never. I never thought it would happen.
And what about you? I mean,
You're wearing
Michigan did not
overalls.
seem to be in play. This was supposed to be a Democrat state.
We were ready to be in play. We were excited for something new and different. And Donald Trump is that person.
Well, what does Donald Trump represent to you that is different?
He tells it like it is.
He tells it like it is.
That's all. Those are only fucking reasons. Sometimes good and sometimes not.
He tells it like it is. No, I tell it like it is too. Okay. Here's how it is. Your face has a consistency.
Because he tells it like it is.
Because he tells it like it is.
Of certain overcooked
You have
pork,
to sort through some of the weeds.
in which the skin has
But when you
begun to
use the
actually
gist
develop
of it-
heat pockets.
He tells it like it is.
Creases that go down, so it's going instead of like bubbling, it just goes.
Going to live up to those words.
And then
She's literally like struggling through this explanation of why she voted for Trump. Like struggling.
It's not like
when they saw what was going on in Ohio,
between the fact that your skin is orange and your shirt is just like.
and then it
Oh, no,
started
isn't that orange too?
people started talking about the
Yeah,
number of people that voted in the
everything in the
Detroit
spring
area,
orange?
which seemed to be
Isn't
low,
like your
and then
fucking
here, which has been a Republican sort of island in this state of Michigan. But after this
Good job.
Anyway, her
I mean,
face
who
is
knows?
orange, and then
It's
her
all up in
shirt's
the
like
air.
this
Who
black and
knows
white,
what's
blue
going
and
Oh,
to
white
happen
color,
here?
and then.
All right, Kevin Tillis, thanks very much. And I know in the crush of that room in the noise you may have missed, but Ohio has been called as a Donald Trump state. Donald Trump.
God, my fucking home state.
Let's drill down on Ohio because it may.
Yes, I'm with you on
Allie
Germany.
Jackson, 'cause it may tell us
Let's go.
what's going on in the Midwest.
And here's what we're seeing in
You got
Ohio,
Hunter
which
and
could be
Walker
reflected
all
in
like
Michigan,
that
which is
for
another one of these
town.
upper Midwest states, and obviously the one we're talking about tonight. Look at this. It wasn't immigration, it wasn't foreign policy or terrorism that ended up giving Trump the win, according to our exit polls. It was the economy. 54% of Ohio voters said that was the most important issue to them. And of the voters who said that the economy was the most important issue, and actually Ohio voters were wrong, more of them thought that Donald Trump would better handle the economy.
No, we were trying to do that since the beginning of the.
And then she was like, you were distracted by your phone when they put the money in because she had texted
campaign in
me.
the last few weeks as he made
Dude,
trip after
fucking
trip
shit.
after trip to Ohio, pressing this message. The other thing driving his victory in
Generally
Ohio
speaking,
is the
yes,
projected
you were an
winner. Take a
unwilling
look at this next
conspirator.
board here. It's what we've been talking about all night. White voters without a college degree. Look at the margin for the Republican candidate. In 2012, it was 56%. Donald Trump outperformed Mitt Romney this year. And look at what happened with the Democratic candidate. In 2012, Barack Obama got 42%. Hillary Clinton underperformed him by 5 points. So that is something that we're going to look to see if that is matched in Michigan, given the similarities of the population.
Dig Dutch.
Allie Jackson, thank you. Take a
Dig Dutch with scum.
side are those two close to call states, and there are many of them.
Beautiful.
And another round of poll closings
Thank
coming
you,
up, including a
Squizz
big one, California.
Hey, no problems if he wants the futures of the guitars that go
Stop
in.
hiding behind me. Decision Night in America
But you have
is
to pay
sponsored by Amazon Echo.
Please try to enjoy the dinner's meal. Okay, I need you to stop interrupting. Here's another me thing, man. So,
Floyding with him?
Floyding. Floyding. At some point, this
This is my stream. I shouldn't leave it.
is not my stream. I should kill you if it's
Everyone's doing nose goes except for you.
He has a broken leg, you fucking ass.
Wow, guys. Alex would rather make someone who has a broken leg go get a drink than him. Isn't that fucked up? Isn't he the worst kind of person?
Maybe I'm running for office and therefore don't care about this kind of a.
No, but if you're running for office, apparently that would put you ahead of everything.
Yeah.
It might.
That mindset.
What if I made fun of him? I'm not making fun of him.
This reminds me of like The Sims waiting music. Please stop.
I don't really feel like it. I don't like doing so though. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Who has a broken leg? Ben. He's over here. There it is. And Alex trying to make him go get the drink because Alex is the worst type of person.
because I've gone and made her other drinks.
Oh. Okay.
You already know how to make them.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. So you already know how to make them. Look at how cute you are with your kitty ears on. You can't even look at me angry. I have a pink collar actually. Do you want that one instead?
No, I'm good.
No, that might be red. That might match then. He's like, oh my god.
Dear said, hi Ben, feel better soon.
6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months? Really?
It's 10:45
That's
in the
soon
East and
compared to, like, how long
14 minutes. More poll closings: California, Hawaii, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. And of course, we'll have the characterizations at the top of the hour. I want to go to Kristen Welker now. She's learned.
You should all be attending to the wounded.
Clinton headquarters here in New York. Kristen.
Lester, the campaign projecting confidence in
Lester, that's fucked up,
of a
Alex.
race. I just heard
What's
from one
fucked up?
top official
It's you.
who says they still have a path
I'm
to
not fucked
270,
up.
and they say they are on that path. Why? Because they have won Colorado and Virginia, but the path includes Wisconsin and Michigan. They would then have to win Pennsylvania and either win Nevada or New Hampshire. So those are the states that they are watching at this hour. Now, they point out that in terms of Wisconsin, Madison is still out. That's obviously a heavy college area, so you're going to get younger voters. They think they can clinch that area. And then Michigan, Detroit is out. A lot of African-American voters. Of course, President Obama has been there trying to energize his base and that part of the Obama coalition. I can tell you that there are jitters here among top Clinton supporters who are gathered at the Javits Center. Some of them acknowledging to me they are quite concerned about the fact that this race is a whole lot closer than they were anticipating. But again, at this hour, the Clinton campaign stressing that they still have a path to 270 and they think they can get there.
Listening to that path, Kristen, we're sending
I'm trying to figure out. I'm going to be clearing their old place
to the map here.
tomorrow.
Well, look, the path is one state right now. I mean, yes, we may need to worry. We'll worry about Nevada and New Hampshire when we get there.
And Wisconsin, she noted.
And Wisconsin, there's no doubt. But let's get to know Michigan a little bit here. We still got more than 50% of the vote out. But ultimately, let's take a look at what Wayne County's going to do.
Still ask, please,
winning
instead of ordering around.
By 30 points. Let's go back to 2012 to get an idea of the total vote that you'll see out of it. So 220,000 votes.
My chair.
You go to Wayne in 2012, you see President Obama won by almost 50%. He got nearly 370,000 net out of there. So my point is, that's what you're going to be wanting to watch tonight. Number one is going to be how much, looks like there we go. How much does she get out of here? Still very little of Detroit in, but she needs to net. Doesn't need to net as much as Obama got out of there, but she needs to net probably 275 to 300,000 votes just out of Wayne County. So we got a ways to go, but that's just a simple way of just watching Michigan right now.
Why have you at the map? Can you show us where Florida is? We haven't
checked it out a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to it here.
There you go.
I didn't.
It wasn't
That's okay. I didn't. I could have navigated simpler.
Well, there you go.
Vote keeps coming in. She hasn't really narrowed the gap very well. It's just not there, unless there's magic boxes of ballot boxes somewhere that we don't know about. I can keep telling you, there is. The remaining vote is basically here in Palm Beach, Broward, Miami, and I think there's one precinct in Monroe that's left. But by the way, I was talking to a Florida expert of mine about how has Trump done this, and it's essentially these Tampa ex-urban counties, okay, both north and south, in the Tampa market. He just blew through every single vote total estimate that Democrats had, and frankly, even Republicans just blew through. Look, Hillsborough. Normally, how Hillsborough goes, you could say it was the most important swing county in the country over the last 16 years. But this is not enough. She's going to win Hillsborough and lose the state. That doesn't happen very often.
What did I break?
That's the story of what's happened in rural America.
Right today, everybody talking about how Trump didn't have much of a get-out-the-vote operation, but apparently not. They relied so heavily on the Republican Party, and there was already grousing from some inside states about there not being sufficient get-out-the-vote. Well, the vote got out.
We're going to take a break. Lots more ahead of this decision night in America.
Here, I'll mute this since it's commercials, and then you can tell me again.
They're going to show the damn commercial.
Here. Tell them again.
Tell them what?
What you said, because they couldn't hear you because the mic, you're too far away from the mic, but I turned that on mute so they can hear you now. No? No? Okay. Oh. Oh, you don't get to know now. Like that. This really reminds me of like voting to music for like a game like The Sims. I just said like way too many times in one sentence.
To go vote on election day for whoever you think is the best candidate for this
See that one right there? Said my mom didn't live long enough. I brought her to cast my vote with me. It was a picture of an urn next to a voting ballot. So depressing. Voting is critical, even though I haven't voted ever in my life. That's what that one just said.
How important it is to vote.
Well, welcome back. We are watching a nail-biter of a presidential race. We knew this was going to be a close race, but it is going to come far closer and far earlier in the evening than many certainly had anticipated, and the reaction is being felt far and wide. Tom, you were just saying something. We continue to watch the Dow futures.
Well, I'm just looking at the night of 9/11. After we absorbed what had happened that day, they were down 690 points. Right now, they're down 750 points. That's 60 points more as a result of what they're seeing so far. That's Wall Street making its bet, hedging its bet to the point about what is likely to happen. And, if you look at these, they think that Trump is going to be the president.
As Florida seems to be slipping away from Clinton, and the path certainly for Trump becoming a lot easier.
Well, I mean, I don't
stream's probably going to end.
But I mean, Wall Street, we all know.
I'm going to end stream at 11 in 8 minutes.
I think most financial experts will tell you Wall Street had not priced
stream ends because this is not going to end tonight.
Expectation that Hillary Clinton would win. So I think what we're seeing here is Wall Street reacting to the uncertainty. What would it mean? Because this is not something that the markets had really considered as a true possibility.
Although but it went the other way when Comey came out.
It did, but then it bounced back. I mean, it briefly priced it in and then priced it out. That's why we're seeing this fluctuation.
But the polls, it's interesting, the polls didn't really identify a Comey effect, even though you kind of felt it.
I can't. I have to get up at 7:30 for work.
Okay. The point is, was it natural closing that we were all witnessing, or did Comey sort of gallop?
He said Comey fucking twice now, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't have a drink left.
That's why I don't like her. I had somebody text me and just
say, I'll drink for it then.
And this was a Democrat saying this. Perhaps Democrats underestimated
we're blue team and red team
for Hillary Clinton out there. The assumption was Trump's dislike would trump hers.
She's really.
That is not what's happening. It's essentially, you heard, if you dislike both of them,
Warlord, did you hear
you were more likely to vote Trump than Clinton. And I think they thought in the dislike both of them game that they would.
And our exit poll showed people almost had them even in terms of untruthfulness, honestly.
We do have to be careful here. We don't have the final results yet, and we have to work our way through them.
But the top, it's important.
Motorcycle accident, Warlord.
This is
an
an
no, because I work early Friday.
And I think even if she wins now, it'll be contested. I think there'll be an automatic challenge to it, given the way that Donald Trump operates, and it'll be close enough for him to say, hey, I really think it's going to come to that, whatever the results are.
What's interesting is that when we polled, it's remarkably consistent. Trump had high negatives, slightly higher than Hillary Clinton's, but both extremely negative opinions from the public. However,
because they're both awful.
It seems like voters were willing to say, as long as Donald Trump remains a protest vote, we're going to stick with him.
All right, we have a lot more ahead, so we invite you to stay with us. Decision Night in America continues right here on NBC.
Weren't they just out of commercial? They're like, nothing is happening, so we're just going to keep talking.
And we're back with you, and you're looking at
that was like the shortest commercial ever.
Right now, Trump with 168 electoral votes, 131 for Clinton. Based on the projections we've made, you see the states and the way they've gone: blue for Clinton, red for Donald Trump. A lot of gray states there. We continue to watch, and this election will turn on those gray states. We were talking about the Comey effect and recognizing that no state has gone to Trump that was not anticipated yet, but we're watching these too close to calls.
Yeah, and I was just trying to make the point that it's almost as though voters were willing to say, sure, there's a lot I don't like about Donald Trump. Well, but he's sending a message. My vote for Donald Trump says something to the establishment, whether it's the establishment in form of Congress or the White House, Washington, the media. As long as voting and pushing that button for Donald Trump, for voters,
it's more than just that. Everything got broken. He's missing
and anger
like a bunch
and enough of the status quo. It is as though they were able to.
How many surgeries have you had now?
Whatever bad feelings
20
they
surgeries
had
now.
Let's look at some of those states outstanding right now. Florida. We keep coming back to Florida.
It wasn't a fracture.
And, too close to call. We can show you where we are right now. 49-48. Trump.
We're only waiting just to make sure there's no
So Florida was a
missing
Trump?
voter error. And by the way, we've all learned a lesson on Florida, so we're always a little slower on Florida.
We all learned a lesson on Florida.
Okay, let's look at Michigan right now. Michigan with about 46% of the vote in. Right now, Trump with a 49-46 lead.
We're just Michigan. We've got a long way to go.
Michigan,
I showed you.
Florida.
You kind of see it? That's a shin.
We're all going to get used to
see it?
figuring out how to say Genesee County correctly.
All right, North Carolina. Another too close to call state. There's the difference. 51-46.
No, like it got like crushed. It's like missing bone.
North Carolina said.
Yeah, it wasn't just like cracked.
It was like demolished.
A lot of high hopes among Democrats that Deborah Ross would prevail in that state. No, Richard Burr hangs on, the incumbent, and a lot of people were looking at it as we read tea leaves tonight.
We're going to be talking about this. That was a sort of stagnant, did not spike, and didn't in North Carolina, didn't in Florida. This could be the difference.
Let's talk about the Latino voters. We look at Nevada. Right now, Trump leading there. Now, keep in mind, 1% of the vote in 68-27.
Fuck me, what the fuck, where'd the vote go?
Latino vote. The early voting, and again, these are very, very early numbers. But as you said, she can't afford to lose any of these things.
She basically has a margin of error now of essentially Nevada or New Hampshire. She does not have a margin of error for both of them. It's Nevada or New Hampshire. She has
so how did he manage to do that? Moshing? No, motorcycle accident.
Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
We haven't checked New Hampshire in a while.
Basically got run over by a car.
We look at the race to 270 again, 168 to 131. Here's where things stand in New Hampshire. It's 4 electoral votes, but it could be a game changer. 57% of the electorate, the vote is in. 49-45 right now. Trump leads there with a 16,000 difference. This is.
I forgot I had caviars in.
Did he have a big circular thingy with big ass needle thingies coming into his leg?
No, so
yeah, you picture that too.
Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and New Hampshire.
I can't stop rubbing my shins. I just want to give that motherfucker a hug. Fuck.
Big story about Michigan.
Oh man.
And that is Macomb County. Macomb County, home of the Reagan Democrats, as you can see here. Look, there's still, there's still some of it out, but he's been winning it big by 16 points.
Hey, if you guys are sensitive to like gore, or if you're like squeamish at all, you should look away now.
16 points there.
Warlord, you're gonna love this.
See if our map is going to work this way. We're going to try this 2012. And we're going to take you to Oakland, to Macomb
The glare
County
makes it
here.
look like it's not attached to
I know, it looks like a fake leg in this.
That didn't work.
There you go.
We had a little toy here that was going to allow us to do that. Bottom line is Obama won Macomb. Okay? And he won it by 5 or 6 points.
Okay.
Donald Trump's winning Macomb County by 16 points.
Right now.
That's why Michigan is going to be too close to call, and that's why we're going to be here a long time getting to know Oakland County, getting to know Macomb County, getting to know Wayne County, getting to know Kent County, home of Grand Rapids.
That on my wall,
you got to see what Ann Arbor does. Bottom line is, everybody, get your hand out. I believe, which way is it? This way is Wisconsin, this way is Michigan.
Okay.
If I have it right. We're going to be messing around with Michigan.
That's probably going to be the end of the stream because this isn't going to end tonight, and I am exhausted. Hey, Spooky. I want to print that for my wall.
It comes down to what we
Can you close that so it's not just like talking?
A point or two at the end of the night. It'll be contested.
Surprisingly, I have a lot of experience in orthopedic surgery. It's pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that was... Dang it, we wanted more coverage. I'm sorry. I'll be on tomorrow night for League, normal time. Kitty, add it to your print shop. Yeah, okay. I'll be on tomorrow, normal time, 7 p.m. Goodbye, Chantal. Goodbye. Goodbye, Lauren. Bye. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. on Twitch. Normal stream. We'll play some League and hang out. Thanks everyone for coming all the way over to YouTube where shit is weird. We don't have emojis. But it was kind of fun. I was super into it a little bit. So good night. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.